Okay. If I'm not mistaken, we should be live. Waiting for the vertical stream to catch up. So this can go live. Yes. And we are live. Live on both accounts. Not both accounts, one account, but both streams. Sending this here. And we are live. Fantastic. Fantastico. Yes. What a joyous day. So we're gonna have the two stream chats open now. And I'm surprised I didn't even start the fireplace sounds. Good morning, dude. I just woke up at 7 a.m. Perfect timing, man. At 7 p.m. for me right now, or 7:38 p.m. So you're starting your day, and I'm getting ready to wind down and end my day with a good stream, hopefully a good stream. Hopefully get some good work done today, and I don't know, just be productive. Hopefully you're enjoying your start of the day, your morning. Hopefully get some good breakfast, some Java if you drink coffee, if you're a partaker of coffee. I'll be drinking my water. Anyways, day 9. I took yesterday off. Had to rest, had to relax. Sometimes you got to do that in life, right? And, yeah. I think it's going to be time for us to just get some work done. I cheated a little bit today. I did some work off stream just because I wanted to get some work done. But, hey. Can you blame me, guy? I just want to be productive. Sometimes I get up early and I just want to do some work. What's so bad about doing that? What's so bad about wanting to do that? Anyways, so please check your keyframe frequency. I'm not sure why my vertical stream is being weird. Saying that stream status is poor. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. Can't really change that, but it's okay. Anyways, so continue on with making this game. There's a lot to be done still, but I've been thinking a bit more about some of the stuff. Last time we were working on this object pooling, integrating this object pooling thing that I've used previously, and having that work for the for checkpoints, for the pickups and stuff like that. I think today we're going to work on some aesthetic things and start just feeling how we're going to make this environment look and feel and work. So we're going to do work on the pinwheel world. We're going to make the pinwheel world work. In fact, I'm going to just close this off. And hopefully performance should improve now. Yay! And performance is improved now. Yeah, that seems very... Gosh, I'm going to have to... I actually legit might just remake it. I'm actually going to redo that. But anyways. A brand new day. Let's see if it works this time, Morgan. Let's see if this works. Also, good to see you, Morgan. It's always good to see you. Let's see if the command works, if Nightbot. Yeah, Nightbot is fired. I'm legit. After we get this game done, I'm just going to work on writing my own bot. I'm going to work on making my own bot. We're just going to do it. It's going to be good for your health and for my health. I'm going to feel happy. Dashboard. I'm doing good today, Morgan. How are you doing? It's Thursday. We passed the hump day. Which is good. But, yeah. And we're getting ready for Friday. Tomorrow's a big day for me. Gonna have to do some more stuff at work. More interviewing. That's always fun. But anyways, we're not here to talk about work. We're here to talk about some game deving. And the fact that these IDE commands aren't working. They aren't working. I don't know why they're not working, but they're not working. You're tearing me apart. Yeah, I think it's literally just a command limit thing. I mean, that's my guess at least as to why Nightbot's just not working with this stuff. Good. Ended up drawing, so that's good. Let's go. Art time. Being creative time. We love to see it. So anyways, last stream, this object pooling thing wasn't working because we didn't have a back end, and I decided to just go through my old messy mansion code here and actually just make this be a back end structure instead of trying to do it from scratch again. So we started the little basis of our little back end building construction where we create back end. We created our FNF back end class and the FNF save data class, and then now we can add game data and modules and build. So a lot of the major things are there, but now it's just a matter of making sure that the injections are working the way they're supposed to. Right now there is a failed assertion happening in object pool at line 36 where it says, hey, the game backend should not be null. And for whatever reason, it appears to be null. Backend is null. And we're getting backend specifically from this reference in the underlying class. No, you are a liar, because backend does exist here. It's just an underlying thing. And it's here. And we add the game backend. This should be assigned. So I feel like I'm being lied to. Yeah, I'm just using Unity. HLSL2. Yeah, I love HLSL. It's so fun. Fellow developer, what language? Yep, C# and HLSL. It's great. Unity is pretty good. I think the more you work with Unity, the more you hate it. But I think that's true of most tools. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about the engine project for the 50th, 100th time. Anyways, something I've been thinking about doing is because I realize I know this part of this is kind of performative in terms of like, hey, I set this challenge for myself. We're trying to do this game on stream and everything. So I'm trying to focus and get things done, which is cool. However, I kind of feel like I'm very neglectful of chat. So I'm trying to think of maybe doing like a Pomodoro timer, not to be productive, because I love being productive. I could just zone in and do coding, but much rather like a Pomodoro timer to be like, hey, it's been like a couple minutes, man. You should probably look at chat for a second. And then I'll probably ignore it a couple times. Maybe it should be the next project I do and see. I should make a Pomodoro timer. Okay, so this is what we got going on here. We have an object pool module. We pass this instance in here. We're using a constructor. No, that's something else. I want to go to here and make sure I'm not creating a const. Yep, we're not making a constructor here. That's fine. That is expected. And then how do I do it in my other project? I really don't like the way I've architected this because like everything else about my dev kit is very self-explanatory to me. Like I can just work with it and it just feels intuitive. But I'm finding that this is not the case here. I find that I always have to look up exactly what I did in previous projects and then copy over this boilerplate because I forget like where everything fits in the pipeline, and it's just a whole thing. And then maybe I just need to memorize it. The thing is, like, creating an application is such more of a rare event than using these underlying components. So because I end up using this a bit more rarer, I end up forgetting things. Yeah, here it's like fine. Like we have the object pooling module, and then we add the module here, and then like we do the build, and then I mean, I'm not sure what's going on here because that's the end of this line. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we started constructing the things. The only things we're using a different constructor than the one that exists here. We're using the default one, which is project resource, not project resource, it's a Unity resources based. Or, yeah, request. Let's see here. This is the object pooling module. Yeah, so we have this add new object pool, and it contains a function parameter or a lambda parameter. All right, it's a function parameter. And then where is the other? This is the one that's like resources based. This is the one that is and even then it only takes in these two parameters, so I'm not sure why this is failing. Unless maybe I have to move this to happen later. I don't know why that'd be the case, but that might very well be the case where not only do we build this here, we're supposed to actually do the pool constructions here. So we instead store this as like backend, and then return backend. And then where we do the initialization here, we actually do all of this within the building of said backend, which is weird because I would have assumed this would happen within here. But let's just... Oh, I construct a new object pooling module. That's why. That's why. Aha, I was a fool. I was a little idiot. Yeah, that's what happened. That's what went wrong. So now we go here and then we compile and then we run. I should not get that a failed assertion. And let me catch up in chat real quick, guys, because again, I'm trying to work on that. What he's doing, so right now we're working on the object pooling system, or not object, we already have that system. I'm just trying to integrate it into my project again, into this new project. Make it a function. Sorry, what? Make what a function? What would be the best way to get into coding and become proficient? Just... I should make this a command. Honestly, I should make a short video for like the more common things. But I mean, it's just honestly the biggest thing, the biggest parameter is just time doing it. Google, set a goal for yourself of something you'd want to make, and then try to find the information for each step of getting to that point. Key not found exception, that's different. Oh, because we don't have the pausing module. Yeah, so there's a bunch of dependencies with this, so we'll do that later. Not AI. Hey, evening stream. Yes, we are Fun Mix. Wait, what? I was curious how to write a pee poo poo to a function even most. Okay, whatever. Do you know any CRT like modern monitor? No idea. Nothing like that. That'd be cool. I mean, Linus Tech Tips. He did a video of like this big ultra wide like CRT. I think it's a CRT. I'm not sure. It's chunky, and I'm assuming it is a CRT. But that might be the thing. The closest thing I could think of. So we have to add this other module because in our game we have to do things like pausing. So we have to add this pause module, and then we're also going to have some other things like time dilation. So I'm also going to add this other module called the time dilation. So I think that should fulfill the dependencies this guy requires. If I was smarter, I'd make this more robust against that, but whatever. Hey, what's going on, Sasha? MOS is already on hold. Godot had a very little support for... Oh, I have to do it in Unity. Tragic. Yeah, you had the same issue I have with... Well, not... You have the same issue with I have with Godot, which is like external tool editors are not really greatly supported, which sucks, but it is what it is. Okay, so if we were to... Whoopsie. I don't know how that happened. If we were to pause, and we looked here... and we see our object pools, and we have our container. Oh my goodness, guys, we have our object pool of pickup items. Yay! Which means we can make an object pool for hazards and whatever you want to have, so that now things could be we're not allocating things on runtime. Not that we honestly were paying a big penalty for allocating things on runtime. I think we could have just left destroying and creating objects willy-nilly happen, and it would be a very minimal, not a big deal. But I care, and I think there's a potential. I want to leave the door open for the potential of having a lot of objects at any given point. So why not? I already built the infrastructure for this. Might as well just use it, or may as well just use it, right? So we have this. In fact, I'm going to condense this now that we have this working the way we want to. And we have our func, which, by the way, can I just do this? No, it's not valid syntax. That's lame. Oh, wait, no. If I got rid of this. Yes, that is valid syntax. Perfect. So now we can create an object pool, and instead of having it load from a prefab in and within the resources folder, we can just pass in a static function that creates the object that we want to have. In this case, it can be the pickups. In another case, though, we can do something for the hazards. I think this is part of the yeah. Okay, we're having some ideas, because now we have this game board. And I believe we do have some... Yeah, we have a public static create hazard function that just creates a game object. Perfect. So we can go to... Is it a nested class? It is a nested class. I'm gonna change this. We're gonna do some cleanup here at some point. But I can just do game board manager dot level generators dot create hazard. And then this is not great because it requires parameters. So we'd have to do like a lambda function and then pass in the parameters in there. I think we might just do the good thing now and just clean this up so that we can, because I've been meaning to clean up this whole board thing that we have going on here because it's very messy. So I think what we're going to do, since for whatever reason, I feel like not using prefabs in this game. I don't know why. I just don't want to. I just want to do everything through code. I'm going to create like a static class for just creating entities. Or maybe you can just make it part of the entities themselves. Like there's no script for hazards. I can just make a script for that and then deal with it. Let me catch up in chat though real quick, guys. 1 second. It's like 6,000. Yeah, that's crazy. For Linus, yeah, that was a crazy monitor. I don't like the ultra wide screen since I would not get used to the 5 to 6 1080p windows next to each other. Yeah, I'm not sure if I could ever handle widescreen resolutions. What's up, Mastercrafter? I'm not sure if I could ever actually adapt to just so much abundance. Well, maybe one day we'll try it. I started coding with VS Code using GitHub Copilot to create some stuff and make it work. Now I'm able to read code at least. Hope my next stage is to write some stuff from scratch. Yeah, I think that'd be the most beneficial thing for you is writing something from scratch. And like if you have to Google stuff or search up documentation, that's fine. That's actually good. That's how you're gonna learn. But that's towing the line between this whole NPC dialogue I have. Renee, it's good to see you. Also, RNB Reaper, good to see you. I didn't say hi to you earlier, but hello. We're just working on a game within 3 weeks, hopefully, and we're working object pooling, which, I mean, I feel like it's a pretty common concept, but should the need arise, we could explain it briefly, but I think it's pretty, you can find a good amount of resources on that. Anywho, so yeah, we're gonna clean things up a little bit. I think we're gonna we have this level, and they're gonna have their own appropriate assets and whatnot in here. I think I want to create a script for like just hazard, a general hazard class, and we're gonna move our hazard construction function into this mono behavior, so that if we want to add additional mono behavior or additional behaviors to these hazards, we can do it within here. But if not, we have this like static function for create. See, it tries to be smart, and oh my goodness. And it's going to create a default one. We're going to go to our game board, and honestly, we can get rid of this. This is like base level stuff that is not important now, because it just works the way I hopefully it works the way I intended to. So we can close a lot of this underlying stuff, because I believe all the modifications I need were done last stream. Instead, we can do this thing. I'm gonna yoink this, and then I might just keep this. I'm gonna keep a version of this here, but that's not necessarily for that's not necessarily for creating it, but rather for positioning it. And then this requires a reference to game board. So yeah, I think we're gonna keep this function around in some capacity. And this is going to be, honestly, and this is a void thing, because we're just modifying, we're mutating the position for hazard, and then let's see here. I forget it's going to apply that to every single A that exists. Never mind. Just do the thing. It's not that crazy. And then this does not look right. We're going to move this. We're going to move this back here. But now it's not going to be create hazard. It's going to be called place hazard, which is simply just going to be that's within level generators. And that should be good. I'm not sure why this is being, oh, because board is lowercase. And then now this is going to change. We're going to have this game object that's going to exist. And now we're just going to do level generators, place hazard, and we're going to be passing this game object. No. New. And then we have the slot position. Cool. And then this will be replaced with actual functions just to get request an object from the object pool. So these would be changed to be that instead. So in fact, I'd actually make I think I'm gonna move this to a separate function, like entity. It's not really creating, so it's kind of a misnomer, but I think it's more accurate as to what we're doing here. All right, a little restructuring, but we need to do that for our own sanity. And then instead of doing this, we're instead going to be getting, well, actually we're going to do a couple things. At the very beginning, what we're going to do is get access to this private, to the object pooling module. And then on here, we're just going to set this stuff. Okay, we're gonna do something, not now. I'm gonna change the name of this because this is causing too much issues. There we go. So now, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna check chat right now, guys. Now we can just do object pool, and then say, I don't know, hazard, and then. Actually, no. There we go. Request object from pool, the singular object, and it's going to be our, in this case, hazard. And the reason this is throwing errors because any object that should be poolable is going to has to derive from poolable object base class, which is important for a number of different reasons. But now that error is going to go away, and then what are you going to do? You're going to out. And then, yeah, we're going to structure this a little bit different. So if we do have this, then we can assign this to be hazard.gameObject. And then no need for this. And then likewise, we're going to do something very similar over here for the pickups. It's going to be slightly different because we need to initialize them with their correct type, but the idea is still the same. And then this is going to be pickup. And cool. All right, let me catch up in chat, guys. 1 second. Is this Linux? Yes, it is. Potato. While coding. Yeah, dude. It feels so good, man. It feels so good just typing and working on it. At the top of your screen. What do you mean at the top of my screen? Like, oh yeah, because I'm using i3. It's a window manager for Linux. Why you go through life, win or lose, a couple fights just do the same. I'm sorry, what? The truth speaks. Body always stuck in the present. Okay. Make the horror game for me. Well, not a horror game, but I will be making a game. Thank you, Lunar. Thank you, Colin. I'm glad you did the setup. It's a vibe. 2020 vision required. Thank you, man. I mean, I have really bad vision. I have like negative 9.5, I think. Negative 8.5 for contacts, but glasses like negative 9. Actually, I think it's just negative 9. It's pretty rough though. Hey, TSD's here. Just joined. Today's plans? Right now we're integrating. I finished adding the object pooling modifying our object pooling system that we had, and then integrating into our project. And now I'm just hooking it up to everything and replacing all the object creation functions with requesting the object from the pool and yoinking it. You know, if Cozy wasn't playing LB when I was doom scrolling, I wouldn't be here. That's pretty crazy though, Master. Nah, I don't work in AAA games. I normally mistake astigmatism and myopic vision. I don't even know the difference between those two things. So you're already a step above me. Sysconfigs, you can find it on my GitHub. I have like a GitHub on I'm gonna move it to Codeberg. I need to start moving this stuff over to. I've been moving some projects over to Codeberg, but I haven't moved everything. I'll move my sysconfigs there. Anywho, yeah, I'm gonna change this because slot doesn't make sense in this context. I'm gonna make it entity. And then we create this stuff. They do their thing. And yes. Cool. And then we return place hazard. So here's what we're going to do. It's going to make this place object on board. Because this is a very generic thing or operation we're doing now. We're just placing the object now that we moved creation somewhere else. So all we're going to be doing, can I do object? Does it let me? Yes, I could do that. Thank you, C# for having that amp or at symbol prefix. So now we can just make pass an game object and have it be placed here. Very nice. And then I'm not sure why this is mad. It's mad because this might be null at some point, isn't it? Might not be initialized before accessing. Is null good enough of initializer for you? Wow, really? You're gonna be lame? I know what I'm about. C#, I know what I'm about, dude. I'm throwing an exception here. Look, we don't even enter the breakpoints. All the switch cases are covered. Stop being lame. So lame. Do you need me to actually return null? Would that make you happy? Oh, I can't return null. You're a lie. Oh, wait, it doesn't return anything. I'm dumb. Oh, but that's the thing I need to do is make it return something. Never mind. It's not C#. I'm just dumb. As soon as I saw I couldn't return null, I was like, wait a second. Am I returning an object? No, I'm not. There we go. Anywho. So now we can do... equals create entity, and we can pass in slot. And it just kind of works. And then we're not profiling this anymore because it's not necessary, because now it's way faster because I don't have this crazy background process running. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Renee. That's just part of i3 as well, Coco. I love the setup before heading on with the day. Hey, I appreciate it, big-headed guitarist. Hope you have a good one, man. Hope the rest of your day is good, man. To get the bar at the bottom? No, I'm not using PyCom. I'm just using i3. i3 just has that. PyCom is just the compositor. Link in the channel description. Yeah, it's Trixlebit. In fact, let me find it. Actually, do I have it on? Did I put on Codeberg? You know what I'm gonna do? You know what we're gonna do right now? Because I don't like GitHub. Disgusting. I don't like that my stuff is on there, and we're gonna be moving it. I'm gonna delete these repos. So what we're gonna do is instead I'm gonna go to my config file right now. I'm gonna go to where is it? i3. There should be. I can go to config. I'm sorry. Oh, is this it? Yeah, there's a git. Okay, cool. What we're gonna do? I'm gonna do berg repo create i3 config, or I think it's just i3 public, and that should be enough to make the thing, right? What's going on here? Berg repo create. I did do that. It's name. Am I messing up the syntax? Do I have to do this? Unexpected argument public. Oh, it's not this. It's. I think I have to do like. It's weird because that's the one thing about their CLI tool that I find odd is just the fact that you have to do private and then yeah, there we go. Choose default branch. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna get add origin or get remote add. What is it gonna be? It's gonna be HTTPS for codeberg.org / cozy cabin games / i3. Let's see here. Did it work? Cozy cabin games. Oh yeah, i3.git. My bad. Did this work? I'm pretty sure it's HTTPS / Codeberg. All right, let me make sure I have the URL correct. Okay, what we're gonna do? Oh, wait a second. I need to give a name. I need to name it. That's why. We're gonna call it Berg. There we go. Okay, guys. And now what we're gonna do is git push. All I think to Berg. Cool. All right, guys. So you should be able to, in fact, let's just test it right now. So for the person who's asking, I believe we should be able to go to codeberg.com or codeberg.org, Cozy Cabin Games, and in there should be a public repository. Yes, i3 is there now. And then within that repository, there should be a config file. And there's my i3 config for your viewing pleasure, for your usage. In fact, while we're at it, because we're doing the Uchiha Sasuke crossing off the hidden leaf symbol from your headband. Let me just go to PyCom while we're at it. Let's move over to PyCom. Because why not? We were already on this ideological thing of just burning all bridges with Microsoft. Let's just keep doing it. Repo, create, name, PyCom, private, public. I still hate that they have that flag named that. That's dumb, but okay. Maybe I'll open an issue one day. Or maybe I'll just make a branch and implement that change myself. Git add remote add Berg, and it's going to be https codeberg.org/cozy cabin games/pycom.config. Cool. Git push berg all, and it's going to be, did I do master or main, or is it just fine to do this? Oh, did I not? I didn't. Did I do? I don't think that was right. I messed up one thing. My bad. Yeah. .git. pycom.git. Remote berg already exists. All right. 1 second. Git remote remove berg. Add that back in. Ref spaces? Oh, brother. Okay, I messed it up. I'll have to deal with this later. The idea's there. Oh, no, just kidding. We got it. We got it. We got it. So now we should be able to go back. We should be able to go back. Back, and if I refresh, look at that. My PyCom's right there. Okay, so for ladies and gentlemen at home, now you have access to my PyCom and i3 configs. It's incredible what's happening. I know I'm so happy that people are making an exodus, man. It's simply fascinating. Also, not related at all, but I visited my old high school with a friend, and we helped the comp sci dudes with their project. It was so fun. That's sick, dude. I kind of want to go. It would be fun to go back to my old high school. Too bad it's many states away, though. And I'm scared of flying. E70 CRT monitor, $50 off some guy face. So that's how it works. That's how you do it, man. Let's go, zombies. Streaming fun, unsanctioned country and non-sanctioned countries. What are these? So Joshua, I'm just putting, people were requesting my PyCom to i3 configs, and I just got finished moving them from GitHub to this place called Codeberg, and it's available for you guys to use. Efren Morales, one of the shorts, one for full screen. Yep, you got it. To the other keyboard, I like to treat myself, Eris, with this IBM one. It feels better, even though it hurts my joints a little bit more, but by golly, does it feel fun. By golly. Anyways, back to game deving and trying to fix this thing. So I'm totally lost. Okay, let's catch you guys up, because I feel like I've been doing a lot, and some of it's continued off of what we did last stream. So we'll just go here real quick and just do a quick little abbreviation of all that has transpired and what we're trying to do. So in a very general sense, we're making a game in 3 weeks. We're on day 9, I believe. I'm only counting days I stream. Even though I should really, I don't know. That means I should stream way longer to get more done within that frame of time, because that's going to be way shorter than a week. Anyways, we have a game where you basically have this long playboard, and there could be like thousands of objects potentially on it. But having all these different objects exist and being rendered and being part of the collision system and everything, like constructing these objects, how should I say this? So we have a bunch of objects, right? But having all of them exist at the same time is going to be very taxing for computers. So we do something called an optimization to try to avoid the need for having all these objects, because in the game, let's say you only have the view of this amount of objects in the screen. Even though there's this many other objects in the level, Any given point, you only see a small amount of them. So one simple idea I did is having the ability of just, hey, we only have the objects we're viewing exist, and all these objects are not going to exist until they get within view. So that's cool, but the way I initially had it work is that when your view moves over and something else goes into view, we'd have to construct these objects again. Now, that's inefficient and whatever. I don't think it's that big of a cost, in all honesty, but hey, we want to do things good, right? So another level of trying to make this a bit better is that instead of constructing these objects one after the other and then deleting them afterwards, since a lot of them are the same objects, we can instead do this thing where we pre-allocate a certain number of them, so that when the screen moves from here to let's say over here, this is the new view. Now, instead of deleting this guy, we actually recycle it and move this guy over here and have him exist here instead. So that's what object pooling is. So we already have this implemented for ourselves, and now I'm just in the process of hooking this up into the game logic. And then the next thing I need to do is actually have the behavior of, hey, objects that appear off screen should probably be returned back to the pool for use later down the line. So that's what we're doing right now. And I wish I could show the game, but we've broken the game right now in order of implementing this. But hopefully we can get there pretty quick. Open, and I'm listening to twice the cozy amount my doctor recommended to me. No, that's too much cozy. That's too much. Oh, man. You should get a quirky writer keyboard, like the... Are you talking about the ones that evokes two things? There's like the typewriter looking keyboards. That's one, but then there's like the steno boards where it's like 5 buttons, but it's meant to be like phonetically organized, like something like that, where with a way lower with a way less keys per minute, key presses per minute, you can get way more words per minute. Bonjour, comment ça va? Omelette du fromage. Hello. This is awesome. I just wish I understood what in the world you're talking about. And I understood not very well English, so imagine me. I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully that little example is some means of... hopefully that help you guys understand things a bit better in terms of what we're doing here. Batching and instancing, dude. Have you played Bird Game 3? I have not played Bird Game 1. I have not played a single Bird game. Nah, I solo Ubuntu. How do you learn it? Just try implementing it yourself. You can look at books about object-oriented principles and try implementing it yourself, or... I don't know, I think once you work on certain games, you're going to come across these things and have to make solutions for it. Like, this game is less so, it's not as important, but if you're making... There's a video I did a long time ago on the Twitch channel. In fact, let me see if this is an old cut, I think. It's either on the old Cozy Cabin Games Twitch channel, or it was even on my older Twitch channel, if I can find it. And it was a guy who came into stream who said, hey, my game is really buggy. Can you help me out with it? Do I have it? Videos? I don't think so. I don't think I have it highlighted here. No, so that might be my old Tricks stream account. Let me see if I can find it here. Videos. Let's see here. Yeah, it's like code review, how to handle 600,000 game objects. And in that video, or in that stream, he sent me his code base and showed me the problem, and then we kind of profiled it and understand, oh, yeah, you have a bunch of game objects, and then we kind of architected a solution for him to... it's actually in the Discord. The code is still there in the Discord. I posted it there. But yeah, it's like basically the same idea that we're doing here over there, where you have like this model representation of things that's very light in terms of data, but then you have like the actual heavier representation be a smaller set of that. So start from 0. I guess it depends on what you're trying to do though, man. Oh, Sasha's got the French. Let's go. All right. Let's get these errors handled now. Actually, I don't think there's errors, but I don't think it's going to work the way I intended to. Because, yeah, we need to add this creation function. So we're going to do that now here. We're going to reintroduce this object pool. We're going to use it, have it call the hazards component. And now we're going to call hazard.create. And then we can have like, I don't know, maybe have like 100 instances of this if you want to be really, I mean, we probably can have way more. Might be necessary, I don't know. We'll see. We'll encounter these problems when we encounter them. And if there's a need to expand our pool, we can just expand it and it's not the end of the world. Yeah, so now we have this function. The only thing we need to do now is also add add component. Hazard. That way it can work the way it's intended in the object pool. Because object pool is still using types as like a key value lookup for this stuff, so you can change the creation order, but you still have to have some type of component bound to it. Cool. Is it common? Yeah, very common. Very common. Can't deal with 2 codes. Yeah, I imagine. Thank you, TST. I appreciate it, man. Although I'm not like this. I'm not compulsory. Like this is not compulsory. I just appreciate you doing that. Thank you, Glute. C# I only use .NET for web apps, not games, but I'll give it a shot. I mean, if you're using it with Unity, that's kind of the way you work with it. There's other engines that support C#, but for why you struggle and limit yourself with that small CRTs, I'm not going to give you a reason. I can. Therefore, I do, and I enjoy it. Does the Stardew Valley story inspire me? I mean, if I'm going to be honest, like, not really. Not to detract from it. It's just that Stardew Valley it is not what influenced me in the infancy of my game dev journey. It's something that came way later, well past me already having this desire for this thing. I think the thing that influenced me the most was probably Indie Game the Movie, which is following like the creation of Braid, Super Meat Boy, and Fez. It's kind of what got me exposed to the idea of game jams, and it's what got me to go to my first game jam when I was a kid. And from there, like, everything just kind of happened. Heck, I got my like first proper tech job from connections I made at Game Jam. Like, not me trying to make connections, just going to the Game Jam and just stuff organically happening and having a network of friends and peers. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, Game Dash Sasha. I never did. I mean, I'm still happy with you being mod though. Congratulations. You're one of my elite employees. I love that. I love that little clip. What? I'm sorry, why did I hear... Oh, my Twitch notifications are still on here. That scared me. I'm sorry, guys. Wait 1 second. Where is this? I need to get rid of that. That genuinely kind of scared me. I can't find the source. Yeah, 1 second, guys. I'm breaking things right now. It's like Twitch is calling me back, dude. I've been fighting it. I wanted to go back to Twitch. I don't. Oh man. Just for the sake of it. No, don't follow me on Twitch. One day I have to go. I don't want to, but I feel like I'm gonna have to. Like, if I'm already managing 2 streams for the vertical and horizontal, like, why not also add Twitch to the mix? Why not add another monitor and manage this stuff? Hopefully I can just get this game out and then see what happens. Let's see here. So we have this hazard. Create. Ever been working on no tips and just get a random follow when you aren't live? Yeah, it's pretty. It scared me before too. It scared me. It scared me in the past. I think, okay, maybe this could just work, hopefully. Oh, and I think we're good. And then if I go to game board, I think there's a function I can remove as well. Like, if we have this general purpose place object on board function, we don't need this, like this creates an entity. Yes, that's needed. We don't need this create health pickup function though. That is no longer necessary because now we're pulling from the object pool. Now, there is this thing we have to do though, which is initialize this object with, you know, whatever it's supposed to be. So like for our pickups, we have to like set the types here, the e-pickup types, which honestly, I'm finding, because we're not doing, I almost want to get rid of this enum because now we have this larger entity enum thing that's going to be handling initialization. So I almost feel much more inclined to do init it with the e entity type function and like a value of some sort instead of making this happen in constructor. And then we can do value equals value, and then we're going to do the switch statement for entity. And then we're going to do the cool thing of adding these, and then this is not applicable, so we get rid of that. I said that's not applicable. These are all actually technically applicable, but we're just going to set let's see here. We're going to change this e-pickup type to be e entity type, and then this is going to be changed because now we're not doing e pickup type, we're doing e entity type, and it's going to be coin pickup, and now this is going to be health. And then what's the other one? Health, coin, breaks. There's some other stuff. It doesn't really, it's not that crazy important. And then this is going to change now as well to be e entity type, which I think on initialize, we're going to set that value directly. I just want to have some way of detecting if we do something weird or dumb. But type is going to be equal to type, no, not type def, type, and, oh no, entity. And then we'll do some different stuff. Like the coin should have a different visual versus the health versus the break versus all of these other things, right? So that seems good to me. And then this init function is not going to be... This is a mess. We're going to have to clean this up. I don't like how any of this is being done right now. We're going to have to clean this up. But we're not going to do it right now because I just want to get this just bare bones functioning at the moment. And once we get there, please, thank you. Yeah. Cool. Let me catch up in chat real quick, guys. 1 second. The French host. Yeah, most of the chat is French now. Let's go. Oh, you're heading out? You're heading out? My phone nearly drained, so at least chat will be cozy when I dip out. Oh, no. Yeah. Anything else I can respond to intelligibly to? I can help with Espanol. Let's go, TSD. JPX Ferd. What's JPX Ferd? But that spells... Okay, Mastercrafter. Whatever you say, Dogman. Whatever you say, man. Brother. An expedited Google Translate. Gotcha. You didn't achieve a single line of code. No, because what are you talking about? I was just getting something. Anyways. So, what was I doing? What are we doing? Yo, Cozy, when you're done with the pooling, could you show a snippet of the game? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. The pooling is done. Now I'm just trying to figure out if this is gonna work the way I intend it to. I mean, we can just send it and just see what happens. Interesting to see the final roll you're about to see. So, hey, this seems to work. Let's go. So this is the game we're working on, guys. It's like a racing game where you're oriented around the sphere. And you see all these objects and how this object pulling thing is kind of working. Oh, that's funny. Even though we changed scenes, because this is object pool is persistent, it it keeps this here. The objects are still visible here. That's hilarious. So you have to have this whole process of cleaning things up as well. So that's important. That is important. So we have to have like a cleanup board and return everything in the view. So let's like do that real quick. And I think today we're gonna do some visuals, guys. I actually want to start. I'm thinking. I reached out to Terrell. He's gonna get back to me at some point. He actually got back to me. On 4 factors: poly type, category, amount, time frame. Oh, poly. No, I have to set piece, placeholder, 1 model. A base flat fee. Push. Pillars are semi. I have to get back to you about that. We're gonna have some assets though, guys. Let's go. Let's go. All right, 1 second. Oh, TST, I see you duplicating the streams in the Discord. That's hilarious. That's crazy, man. All right, let me get back to chat real quick, guys. Yeah, we finally got there. Well, it was broken for a minute while we were doing this object pool change, but now it's there. And this should be very simple to do this like cleanup function. Like, it's just gonna be cleanup. What am I? Do I want to return anything? No, I don't. It's just a simple operation. In fact, you know what? I want to do this. No. And then all we have to do is view, and then we're gonna iterate through, I guess, everything, right? For each. And then within the view, like what exists there? The game object. Okay, so what we can do is actually do something even more simple. We can do view for values. I believe values should be it. And then we can iterate through for. And then we're gonna do poolable object. And it's going to be viewed, evaluate, get component, poolable object, which should be at the root of the game object that we're working with. And then you can do, no, I intentionally did that this way. Return to pool. Actually, is there any other function that's required beyond returning to pool? I don't think so, but yeah, return to pool. Perfect. Nice. And then now we just have to have some kind of hook in for when we transition from one state into the other state. I think we'll use the message broker within the application when we do our state transitions. Before we load a level. In fact, I think what we're going to do is go up here and have like this message. Another simple onload. I should have like some kind of syntax for like structs that exist just as messages, like maybe m underscore on pre-level load. Like, don't need any context as to what level. We just need a message out that we're doing that. And then where do we want to do this? Maybe on setup we can do it here. Or even just awake for simplicity, because I don't think we have anything that really hinges upon that. We can do actually it's not gonna happen here. It's gonna happen in these functions. These are where we load stuff. So it's gonna be message, actually no, just message broker dot publish m on pre-level load. And then so every time we're about to load level, we're gonna emit this message out, regardless of where we're transitioning to. And then what we're gonna do is within the game board, since we should have access to, let's see, do we have the message broker at all here? No, but it'll be straightforward to get that. I'm gonna have to include UniRX here, which is fine. That should be good here, nice. And then within here, we can do the same thing, but just, oh, I forgot, it's not message broker. I think I need just broker. Nope. Cool. And then now we can have this behavior of like, hey, whenever we receive a message for a level to be about loaded, before it's about to get loaded, we're going to subscribe to this and we're going to call clear level or clean up, I think. Yeah, clean up. And they're also going to add this to the instance of the game board. so that it gets disposed when this also gets destroyed. In fact, it should be just the game object, not just the component. So sweet, now it's going to respond to this, and now, hopefully when we go back to our levels, it should just clear everything up. And let's just try it out. So now, when we wipe out, which by the way, we're dying way too easily. There's something else weird going on here, but we'll deal with that. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. But hey, now the objects are gone. We return here, and now they're spawned in. Beautiful. Nice. I'm very happy with that. Let me, I kind of want to commit this stuff because this is actually kind of significant. No, it's going to be fine. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure I said git add all. So we're going to commit these changes. Object pooling now fully integrated. Actually, no, we're not pushing. We don't do GitHub anymore. I keep forgetting that I have to push the berg. There we go. I need to delete. I keep forgetting to do that. I'm just gonna do it. Yeah, I should just do it right now. I should just do GitHub repo delete, and then is it FNF? Do I have it? Yes. Yes, I will. Get out of here. Get out of here. I have everything on Codeberg. That's where everything I want belongs. Goodbye, sir. Ah, I have to do it on the website, actually. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. Run. I have to actually do auth, but I'm not going to do that on stream. I still remember the last time I accidentally leaked my password on stream. We're not going to do that again. We don't trust TOIs like that anymore. I don't know anything about programming, but the vibe of your stream and setup is really cozy. I just sometimes pop in to chill. I'm glad, man. That's from Poland. Let's go, dude. Well, glad to have you, and I'm glad you at least dig the vibe. I would call it foreign language. I don't speak Marathi fluently. Are you a polyglot? Half Indian, half Japanese. I know Hindi, English, Japanese, and Malayalam. And some Marathi, I guess. Jeez, you are a polyglot. That's awesome. That's not the desktop? This is the desktop environment. I'm just using i3. That's how I roll. Master push. Oh yeah, Chronic. There was a time when I actually had CI/CD implemented for my own personal processes on these types of projects. I used to have unit tests. I used to have verification that unit tests passed for every commit before merging to my pull requests. I used to do git flow, so I had master, and then I had my development branch, and then maybe we don't do that anymore, okay? We just do everything on master. If I break something, then I fix it, okay? The day that we have actual people working with me, which like actual programmers working with me, which probably is never going to happen because it's going to take a long time for that to happen. Then we'll develop some processes like this, but right now it's just me, man. So I know what I'm about. I'm just gonna do it live. Two words. Thank you. Ah, man. I thought it was surreal. Weren't they macaroni? What are you talking about, Mastercrafter? Nah, hard disagree, Kev, but I'm not going to debate that. Hard disagree with you, Kev, there, but I'm not. This is not going to be where we debate about it. Fork repo and push changes from that map. Oh no! Have you guys seen that GitHub if you delete your repo, it's not actually deleted. There's a whole video, which even makes, I was already on the hate GitHub train. I was on that hate train already, but there's this other video that talks about how, like, yeah, if you fork a repo, everything you've done there is just forever. GitHub. I can't type. Not private. It's not that I can't type. It's that my screen is kind of small. So sometimes I read something and I'm like, I think I made a typo. But then it turns out it wasn't a typo, and I just did a redundant deletion. But yeah, if you want to learn about how your repos, anyone can access deleted and private repository data on GitHub, specifically if you fork something that was public initially. I'm not sure. I should read the article at some point. But yeah, have fun with that. It's pretty cool. Pretty fun. Pretty rad. I'm unaware of those GitHub issues. Yep, it's great. I mean, to be fair though, like it's not like I can guarantee code, like Codeberg, I have not checked to see that they don't have a public S3 bucket somewhere. I haven't checked that, right? I can't verify that. I'm largely on the Codeberg train just for the pathos. But I'm pretty sure when they delete stuff, it's actually gone, at least to my understanding. At least I hope. Neural domination for me, I guess. Yep. As an Indian, you automatically learn three languages regardless. I had to learn from my grandparents. That's interesting, though. I have this issue where I'm, because I was born in the U.S., not only that, but like, my background is Puerto Rico and Guatemalan too. But because I never use those languages, because everything is just English over here, I kind of have the sad reality of, hey, I don't have the fluency of like my family's tongue, and that kind of sucks. Like I can speak it and I can understand it very well, but I just don't have that fluency of speaking it, and that's kind of a problem. I mean, not a problem practically, but there's something about losing connection to the culture you originate from that's kind of, there's something a little bit sad about that, you know? Especially like if I were to have a kid one day, I'm like, okay, this kind of sucks because I feel like I don't speak Spanish enough. So I feel like they're not going to have the same privilege I had of at least having some kind of level of competency with two languages. They're just going to be like this English speaking, that's it, you know, which I find to be unfortunate. And I kind of want to change that. But I feel like mentally the clock is ticking. Anyways, we'll see. Maybe one day I just move to Puerto Rico or something and I just work there for a year or two, and that's how I get good at the language. So, this is working as we intended it to. Very nice. I don't know why the HP is like instant killing. That I'm not sure why that's the case. But hey, we will deal with that when we deal with that. We have this primitive, we add this hazard tag, it's clearly doing damage. And we add our component hazard to the game object, so that seems all in order. But from there, do you like data engineering? What's your take on this for the future? I have no take on data engineering, just because that's just not my discipline. I did have an internship a long time ago doing stuff like that, and working adjacent to like machine learning stuff for like sentiment analysis, but it's very small. So I can't really ascribe some any kind of moral value to that beyond it just being a tool. I guess if we're talking about the data collection, that's a whole different ballpark, because then we get into the territory of like, hey, privacy and and all this other stuff, and then what this stuff is used for. But as far as the actual trade of data analysis, I cannot speak intelligently about that. Or I can't have an informed opinion about it because I don't work with that. And I think that's the most even-keeled answer, the most even-keeled answer I can provide. Oh, it's a Model M keyboard. Arts. I don't mind talking. I just joined the stream. He's just talking. I'm sorry, man. I talk sometimes. It happens. It's been dark days for our kingdom. Yep. The culture lost. But yeah, Unity and C#, that's what we're doing. Our king fell ill. Have you been to the Cloud District? Oh, who am I kidding? Of course you haven't. Oh, man. Alright, so I think we have earned ourselves a treat. I want to work on some visuals. Also, Terrell, since I see you're still here, we should meet sometime so I can give you some more information about what I have in mind. Because maybe like a talk might just better inform how you go about doing some of the environment stuff. Let's see here. What are we gonna do? I have an idea for what I want to do for the I want to start experimenting with how the atmosphere and how lighting's gonna work. So I have this thing where we're gonna have because I want this. Let's take a look at this. No, Hermite. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. That's gonna be fun. I'm excited for that, but not yet. I'm sorry for the blinding light. So the game is currently oriented, like we talked about this a few times, and you've seen it yourself, hopefully, by this point. We have this pinwheel thing, where the player is positioned at some point on the surface of the cylinder, and it just works. And you rotate around it, and that's cool. And then you've seen it early on. There's like this little inner tube that's like a city that's kind of wrapped around the cylinder. And we can look at a cross section of it here. Like it's the center, and the player's right here. So I want to create the illusion of like an atmosphere that's kind of hugging around this. And I think since the player is always going to be rotating around the center of the sphere, we can have another object, probably even like a child of the player game object, that's just like a plane, where you have like the denser color of the atmosphere here, and then have it start fading out towards the edges, and then have it rotate with the player continuously. I think that might be the simplest thing. And then we can have like an outer like skybox that's just going to provide general like reference for position or scale or orientation. But the horizon is going to be occupied by like the atmosphere surrounding this. That's what I've been thinking about. That's the way I think I'm going to do this. So I think what we're planning to do, our mission, should we choose to accept it, would be to have a plane over here, and the player is oriented at the center with the sprite like kind of sticked on or tagged on the outskirts of it right there. So it would be reasonably trivial to attach another, let's say, quad, and throw that bad boy over here. Is it facing the correct way? Yeah, the normal's facing the correct way. And just make a huge thing. And then like we could just do the thing, the atmosphere effect. I mean, okay, we have to make it somewhat big. Let's just do this, and then let's go into Aseprite and make a basic atmosphere of some sort. Let's do like, I don't know, 128 by 128 for right now. No, not 1000. No, 128. And we're going to have symmetry about this axis. And then, let's look at picture. I just realized I don't understand. Like, even I've been on planes. I don't know how the atmosphere really looks like, don't it? Troposphere, maybe. Pictures. Camera. Here we go. So yeah, there's like a white light that kind of hugs it, and then it's like a rich blue, and it kind of fades out. Okay, so we're gonna do that. We're just gonna do that, buddy, oh pal, or oh friend of mine. Though it has to be large enough to encapsulate. In fact, we're just gonna keep it super dumb simple, and just use this. And then fade in, and then we'll make it look pretty later and add some other cool types of atmospheres, but we're just gonna do it like this right now, man. Just gonna do it like this right now, man. I tell you what, and maybe make this more transparent as well, but let's just start with this and then see where this leads us. You're not gonna be resources, you're actually gonna be an explicit resource or explicit object within level 1. T level 1 atmosphere.png, and then we're gonna go here. We're gonna slap that bad boy on there. See how it looks. Okay, and then let's clear the camera. Let's just make the camera just be, I don't know, some other color for right now. Have the background camera be something different. Background black for right now, yep. And we're gonna use solid color, and that's just gonna be the way we roll. Run it. Let me catch up in chat real quick, guys. 1 second. Does I have a 90s mustache? I used to have a 90s mustache, but no longer. No longer. The 90s mustache has faded. Now I just clean shave and look like a young boy again. Tragically. But one day it shall rise. Also, we're using the Unity surface. No, we're not. We're not going to do that. We're going to do unlit, so it looks like it's radiating. Actually, I want to have like unlit transparent, but we'll deal with the transparency stuff later because it's always kind of annoying. Do I have a cozy unlit fog back when I used to do fog on the actual fragment shader and not in as post-processing? I might still do that. Maybe there's like times where I might want to try doing that. Okay, I need to actually see my options here. So let's do that. There we go. Unlit, transparent cutout. That works for me. And then save it and run. When you get the chance, can you check out the commission discussion? Oh yeah. Let's do that right now. Let me do that right now. Before I forget. So yeah. So to low poly, non-unwrapped, set piece, placeholder. Yup. So those are the main 4 factors. Low poly, 1 set piece, and then we'll do additional work after that. Yeah, and 1. Potentially it might be worth having the building segmented out. That way I can attach some other textures onto it or materials. But yes, it'll be, yeah. And then request a time frame for commission. That, I don't know. Honestly, I would just go around your availability, man. Because as much as I want to do aesthetics now, there's plenty of work still on my plate. So yeah, it's really in your ballpark. And then want to add a question: do the building shapes need to be pillars or semi-dynamic shapes? Yeah, they can. So don't add too much. I want it to be very simple. Because keep in mind, this is mobile. We don't have crazy poly counts, and city architecture can get very high poly, very crazy. But the one thing I will say is think of Cowboy Bebop. We watched that together the other day. That movie would be a great reference. Like something that feels kind of familiar, but also futuristic in terms of architecture. So I think like in the sketch I showed you, there's not only buildings, but there's also this other scaffolding. And I think eventually what we will do is have additional layers to it, so that even though we have for example we have, can I have a sketch place? Yeah, here we go. Like sure, we might have like this with different buildings and stuff around here, and that's like one level, and there's different objects that are kind of hanging out around this cylinder. We might have other levels, like think maybe like Final Fantasy VII Midgar, where there's like, oh, maybe there could be shells around parts of this cylinder city that are blocking out some of the underlying stuff. Or maybe we have another layer that's just going to be for clouds and have like scrolling texture effects for that. Because if it's enough for atmosphere, then there could be clouds. This is going to be so simple, because that's just going to be a normal cylinder with textures wrapping around it. This will be the more involved thing. But there's just kind of ideas of the kind of directions we can take this visually. So hopefully that provides some context for you. And of course, the second thing is that these are going to be segments. So I want them to loop. And what I mean by loop is that, let's say this is the base cylinder, and you have like a building, let's say like up here. If you were to place another instance of these segments side by side, the seam should not be very obvious. So like maybe there's half a building, or maybe there's like a gap that happens in between there, and that's fine because it coincides with the intervals of the buildings. Either way, the one segment you model out should be not symmetrical, but should be seamless. Hopefully that answered your question, and hopefully that's enough for you to kind of estimate the pricing for that. Let me get back the chat. My bad, guys. VR Mint. What's going on here? Matter of Habits and Vim is really designed. Everything flows together. Vim is very nice. Was buying to this point though because of some tools my company wants me to use. Requires. That sucks. VR Ament. There should be a VOD. Wait, what's going on? I feel 10 again. Let's go, Bull. I'm glad, man. I can. What time is this stream? It's 1:30, 1 hour and 33 minutes. Okay, I might just clip this and send it to him because I think that might be the best explanation without having to have it do a whole call. All right, let me go back to some implementation though. So our little atmosphere thing is kind of working, I say. I think the illusion's kind of getting broken right now because this is kind of too close. You can kind of see the edges too. You can see like the borders of the corners. Sweet, okay, so I'm assuming you got that. No, it has to be further. Even more further. Darn you, Dinkelberg. How big did I make this playboard? Okay, run it. Now I'm using a single OBS instance. There's a cool plugin. Oh my god, even longer? How efficiently am I using this? Am I like negating half of this? Is half and or maybe am I oriented the wrong way, maybe? Wait a second. Z forward, Y up. This is, oh, maybe I have like a significant amount not where it's supposed to be. Okay. Bacon. Bacon's good. That looks great. Thank you, Kieran. I'm glad it worked out. You're finding a similar monitor? Just gotta explore the vintage fests. That's all I can recommend. The cylinder is not centered. The inner cylinder is not centered. That is a problem. That is a problem for me. Why is it? Oh, that's an X position though. That's one thing. Why is origin not origin? Why have you done this to me? Why does this origin not feel like true origin? Like, I feel like I have to do this for it to feel like it's actually correct. Is there another? Did I have a duplicate in here? What is going on? Okay. Goodbye. Let's see if the player, maybe the rotation point is just not off. Is there any changes to the transform? No changes to the transform. The play grid though is still affine for the most, kind of, not really, but the position is still. Sprite is off, but we're not parenting to sprite directly. We're positioned over here. Oh, there is a offset on, no, it's an X and the Z, but the Y component is centered, and that's the most important part. Okay. Is he planning making a multiplayer? Not within these weeks. Not within these few weeks. However, there's been like this gremlin in my brain saying, do it. Do it. Like, I was thinking about this last night. Of like, okay, what would it take to actually make... Because this is relatively simple. What would it take for me to actually make this be... I don't know why my... Is it not initializing the 0? Or are we never resetting? If I do that, it's not going to be within this first build. Or this first release. Oh my goodness. It's definitely going to be way after. Configuration health. Did I never set this to a value? Is that what just happened here? Oh, I made the value really small. That's what happened. Because you want to start off weak and then build them up. So hazards right now should be like... Hazards right now are like instant kills. Yeah. How can you sleep at night making a game single player? Oh my goodness. How can I sleep at night not making this game have microtransactions and not be online only? How could I? How could I? So as far as feasibility for this, the issue is that this is not centered. It doesn't look centered. It doesn't look like I'm rotating centered. Maybe it's because the camera is off-centered. Maybe that's what's happening here. The camera is off-centered, and because it's off-centered, we get that look. I think, because I like the camera angle. If we're gonna preserve the camera angle, we're gonna have to break the rules a little bit and move this quad up a little bit more. So let's find out the magic spot for where this quad works best. That's rotation. We're not doing that. We're gonna do this guy. Okay, about there feels right. So about 1.61. Unpause that. I mean, it looks too harsh right now, but the idea is there. So player, sprite, quad, position, pace. There we go. Save it. Run it. Warrant from the mods. Is this a sober stream? Very sober stream. I don't even take caffeine. Actually, no. I take a very light decaf, like mushroom thing in the mornings on occasion, like maybe once or twice a week. But that's about it. On streams, we only drink water. Maybe a juice, some cranberries, because cranberries are good for your kidneys. But aside from that, not much else. So this is feel atmospheric. Does it feel like atmosphere? Let's take a beat here and go back to our reference image. We're using, I think here. No, we went to Codeberg. That's why. Very different feel here. Also, it's not pure white. This is like kind of blinding my eyes. Let's find some more references. I'm going to throw this image on a new tab. And I think we need to have the clouds thing too. The issue, I think, is we have to define some kind of sense of scale here. Because depending on like what we do, like maybe the atmosphere has to extend way beyond what we're doing right now if the scale we're looking at is like right above the buildings. Like that's also a scenario to consider as well. Like maybe, hey, this doesn't actually need to be oh, so go for the bladder, yeah. Oh, here's a system set up for you. Copy pasta. Add lasers, maybe. I want this to be more focused on navigation as opposed to just navigation as opposed to like destroying objects. Goodbye. Go, actually, I don't want to use too much data. Oh, thanks for hanging out though, Mastercrafter. Appreciate it, man. And good luck with your Little Big Planet level that you're working on. So this is already transparent, so we can even add some additional fading, but we don't have anything in the background to really highlight that, so. Let's see here. In fact, I think we might just expand the atmosphere more for this environment and have the gradation be slower and more gradual. Expand this out a little bit. And then yeah, let's start with just some basic color gradients and then go from there. Okay, cool. So I need to make this, because the illusion's getting broken that this is not that this is a quad by the edge over there. So again, we got to make it bigger. Or maybe we just make this way more humongous across all axes, like not just the X as well. That way I have more freedom in terms of. Well, let's see though. Let's make the scale on the X be even big. Much big. Maybe slightly increase this guy as well. Okay. I think that's gonna, I think this is feasible. I think this is actually feasible. Sweet. I wish I had more of the... So let me try something else. There's something else I was toying around with, which is having, like, even though you're rotating on the cylinder, having the underlying environment not change. The reason I was thinking about that is that if it doesn't change, it gives the illusion that this is really far away and it's just taking a long time to do the rotation. So, wait, let's see. How many segments do I have here? Let's see here. Delete. And then... yeah, this is kind of a ridiculous amount of objects. I don't know why they exist here. This guy should be at position 0. Maybe a bit further up too. Oops. Move forward. Let's just see how this works. We're going to experiment a little bit with particle effects. So much particle effects. Oh yeah, dude, this is weird. Yeah, no, this is odd. Cuz it almost seems like it's not, like it seems like it's far away off in the distance as opposed to being encapsulated by this like force field thing. Yeah, I don't quite like that. That feels a bit jarring actually. So no, this does not remain there. This will not remain there. This will be out on the streets. Electrical wire must feel like? Maybe, Draco. Writing an audio player in C. I can play MP3 files, render the album, art, print. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick, Kate. You're already a person after my own heart writing in C. I love C. C is fun. Oh man. Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. You have been the one for me. What does that mean? Who are you talking to? Okay, so we're getting I'm liking this so far though. And then let's add some frame of references. So let's do a skybox or maybe a cylinder with this stuff mapped onto it. I mean, we do have this texture, this base cylinder, so we can have a thing where we flip the normals and then render that. Let's see where it is. I believe you are somewhere. Unless I deleted you. I hope I didn't. Oh, it's cube. Okay, we're going to duplicate you, call you sky. I guess just sky. We're going to make this humongous. And then we're going to, it's no box slider either. And you're going to be not a mesh filter, you're going to be a mesh. Which cylinder? I have like 2 here apparently. Okay, cool. Can we flip the normals? Should I make a shader and just flip the normals, or should I just not be a lazy dude and use the dang go in Blender and actually manually flip it? It's a new game or different level. It's a game I started like 9 days ago, so like newish. I don't use Python for this game. Bull, I'm not doing that, man. I'm not doing that whatsoever. So let's see here. Let me do... Hey, man. It's my game. I get to make it the way I want to. That's just how the cookie crumbles. That being said, though, I am faced with a critical thing. Critical thing here, though. which is how we're gonna flip. Oh, and I'm using the wrong mesh as well. I knew I was using the wrong mesh. Here we go. This should fix it. It's broken in a different way. Yay! I'm so happy. Okay, we're just gonna do. What are we doing? We're gonna do like 50, 50, 50. We're gonna find the orientation. I'm just gonna flip it. Or maybe I do something else. Using is really meant for C++, so I need to make a wrapper. Got me itching for a punishment, the librarian. Interesting. The hide in the 9th page. Hello work. Oh, gotcha. One second. I got added in Discord. No. Master, the more you asked. Actually, better. Why? Why do you want that? Who wants this? Alright, either way, I'll deal with that later. Okay, let's just not procrastinate and... Yeah, we're just gonna go in Blender. Blender. I believe I opened up Blender. Yeah, Blender's opening. Nice. Okay, cool. And then we can delete everything as you do. I know there's a way to get rid of like a lot of this stuff, but I wish my delete button was actually working or mapped or something. Alas, it's not. And then we're gonna do import FBX. What are we gonna do? Import FBX, 3D assets, mesh cylinder. Did I call it aligned UV? No, that's cube. Yeah, mesh cylinder with the jank, the jank UV mapping for the ends, whatever. And then we're gonna go into edit mode. I'm sorry, I said edit mode. I pressed the tab button. Oh, I didn't select it, that's why. I pressed tab. Why are you not working with me? I have to actually press the button. All right, and then we're gonna do Alt F. Oh my goodness, I forget that this is occupied now. Because I use that for i3. Oh my goodness. Okay, how does one... I need to rebind things in here. Because I'm so used to doing Alt-N to flip normals. Okay, you can use the other Alt. And then we're going to do flip. And then if I just view to inspect to make sure this is looking correct, I believe I should be able to just... where is it? There's an option here somewhere. Oh, is it hidden? Okay, is it this? No, it's not. It's another menu. I may have to bring it into my side, monitor real quick just to actually get a view. 1 second. You're going to 8. We're gonna go to 8, and then just so I can have the normal view. There we go. Okay, and then I can move this back to, let's say, 3. Go back here. And then the normals are pointing inwards now. Very cool. So they should not be cold anymore. If I go by faces. Okay, interesting. I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to blend, export, FBX, selected object, apply, sure. Mesh. Also, I should really name this as something else too before I actually do this. So let's close this out real quick before I commit, because I know it's going to confuse me. Okay, now we can export FBX. And then mesh cylinder, but now it's going to be inverted. Sorry, why is this being weird? Text is so small I can't see it. All right. And then selected object. Honestly, just everything, whatever. It's fine. And then we can go back here, go here, and then I can select this new cylinder. Do I have to like, oh, here we go. Here's the inverted version. I don't see it like at all, and it should be visible. So maybe the scaling offset is incorrect, or I just didn't cancel. No, get out of here. Has so many layers. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how much like the combinatoric explosion that Blender subjects you to. I don't know how people like learn all this stuff. Here we go to convert units, new, apply. Hey, and there's our inverted sphere. Nice. And now we can do the orientation we want, which is going to be on the z-axis, like a 90 degree. Very cool. You can make it nice and big, maybe even a little bit chunkier. And then we can make like some kind of texture, an A sprite for sky, like 512 or something. Of course, placeholder. We're gonna make this stuff prettier later. Right now, I just want to get something that kind of conveys the idea a little bit. Bunch of a bunch of stuff here. Okay, I'm getting a lot of pings. 1 second. What's going on here? In live streams? I can make a stream chat as a compromise if that's something people actually want. Here. I don't know, but at the same time, it's like, isn't general kind of like that? I don't know why specifically you need a channel for that. But if the people desires it, sure. Also, what's up, Anuska? I'm sorry I didn't see you. Look like this. I feel like a grandma. Where's the control button? Hey, there's a vertical stream though, Anuska. No, you're good. He's ignored all of us. I'm sorry. I was looking at the vertical stream. My bad. It's all good. It's all good, Anuska. I'm sorry. My bad. What are you doing? I'm decorating the sky right now, just so we can have a feel of orientation within the game, and just see how like visually this stuff is going to work out before I start making the actual high effort assets. So I'm just doing some stuff just to fill out the empty void, and then see how this tracks and feels, because I know having the skybox is kind of disorienting for people, but maybe just having stars wouldn't be as crazy. I don't know. Or maybe this game is just not going to jive well with people who are motion sick because of just the way that the rotating camera thing behaves. All right, we're gonna do T underscore level 1 underscore skybox .png, and then we're gonna throw this skybox texture on there, and now we have it. I kind of want to smooth the normals out. There is an option within the meshes to do that, isn't there? Calculate. Does import change things at all? No, because import, looking ahead. Calculate. There's a way to make the normals be smooth. I need to find it. One second, guys. Let me catch up real quick. Yeah, there's something you can do. Say hello to Anuska. Yeah, I saw Anuska. Thanks, Morgan, for putting. I feel bad. Thank you. I thought you went horizontal. No. We're still here. We're the Outcast stream. Well, no, you're the. I mean, kind of, but you're also. It's weird. It's like you're the like. This is like the horizontal stream is like the regulars, the elite group, the normal people. I feel like you guys, we're familiar. The vertical stream is like, all right, we have new guests in this house. Let's put on a pretty face. I'm gonna do my makeup. We're gonna try. I fail though, but try to put on a good face, or at least try to be attentive. Because I'm pretty terrible at being attentive too. Yeah, we're doing 2.5D messy. Okay, you know what? This is not going to matter because we're going to make this unlit anyways. I don't know why I'm caring about this because we have the luxury of using an unlit surface material for this. And that's just going to solve all these problems. I don't have to fiddle with the normals. That's not a thing anymore. It's just going to be a unlit transparent. No, not trans, just unlit texture. Perfect. If we were to press play, how would this look? Okay, cool. And now we have this atmosphere, but now we have a. Okay, I really need to up the HP back up from the whole, but hey, we have the background. Oh my goodness, I suck at this game. I need to polish the generator too. I need to do so much, man. Yeah, the skybox is actually bigger than I would have expected. Like, the pixels are more chunkier than I would have anticipated. But hey, it's something. And it's still it's far away, but it's still moving. There's actually some transition happening, so that's cool actually. Very nice. Background no bloom. Wouldn't be crazy, but I think there's already enough going on. Yeah, post-processing, yeah. Yeah, yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Also, part of this was because I wanted to have some cool light sources, so like, because we never figured that out. There's like a normal map issue that we were dealing with before, where like I don't know, maybe I'm being dumb, dude. Instead of trying to make this feel like a small atmosphere, we're gonna make it like a bigger atmosphere that imbues lighting. And we have a directional light too, right? Like, let's start having this world be embedded into our custom lights, our light model. We should probably start doing that. I think I have like I turned off the directional light thing too, yeah. So now this should bring that back. Yeah, so like this, there's a shadow part and then there's like a lit part. Oh, I didn't even consider that. If we have like a sun, then the atmosphere should not be illuminated the same way, right? Because if you're in the shadow side, I guess if it's small enough, actually, if we're like saying that this is a smaller area, then yeah, the light should scatter. Maybe we can have a thing where like the background changes color slightly depending on where you're going. Or maybe we just do a thing where, hey, instead of doing this PNG quad, we could just throw a cylinder, another cylinder, and give it like, not a Fresnel effect, but an opposite of a Fresnel effect, where like the more aligned to the view normal, the more opaque it is, and then the more off normal it is, the more transparent it becomes. Like that'd be another way of going about this. Because then we still have these surfaces that are being affected by the light model. Then everything facing away in shadow would be... Actually, no, that would not work the way I intended to. Maybe I just make a custom shader for this. Maybe that's all I do. Or do some color blending or something that factors in like the direction to the directional light. In fact, I mean, we could just do that. I could just, like, instead of making this unlit, we can change the shader to be cozy light, cozy surface, and then now when we press play, oh my goodness, that's like bright as heck. But then once you get into the shadows, it's like, oh my goodness, it's so dark. Now, the thing I need to change is that this is like... The blending of the surface normal is not smooth. It's very abrupt. I need to change that. That's not great. We want a smooth transition. Because that's not good. Yeah, that's not great at all. So I'll have to play around with that. But maybe that's just how we deal with this. Maybe this is how it works. Because it'll make transitioning to like the night side of this more distinct. Let me change the ambient light as well, because it feels too not sauce. Maybe like make it purple or something. Yeah, that's good. Phone 9% later, y'all. You have a go, man. Catch you later, dude. Yeah, 1 minus for Nell. Yeah, exactly. This might be the call. This might be the way. This might be the way. I just need to add smoother transitions for this side, but I think this should be good. Let's look at the environment here. Yeah, and like the night side. So it's like your day-night cycling. If it's too abrupt, that might be bad for people. We have to kind of smooth that out a little bit. But I think there is something to this, actually. I think this might be our ticket. And let me make the sky, the light not as bright. I think I made it kind of drastically bright. And it doesn't need to be. Yeah, like make it intensity much lower. And let's look at the shader for this. It's within a CC light model. And we have to look at how we're dealing with these normals, because they're not behaving the way I'd want them to. And is it with the same... We have two different shaders, but I want to make sure that they're having the same underlying function. Or maybe it's deviating and we have to do two separate things here. So we have this one, and you're using what? Yep, so the sprite is having its own thing, and the surface shader is having its own thing. So we have to make our light model not terrible. Terrible task indeed. Per pixel on. Yeah, we're using per pixel. I'm assuming we're using per pixel. No, we weren't using per pixel. Okay, so that might explain something here. Let's see. Maybe that was the issue. At least for the background. Oh, and it's receiving cast shadows. So you're seeing the light be projected from here onto there. And it's still abrupt. Yeah, so we need to deal with that. Okay, so that's also something to deal with. Yeah, we have some shader tasks today, guys. Vision for the game, and like we're making this in 3-ish weeks. The vision is just gonna be like a racing type game for mobile and a more casual play experience that lets you swap out components in your machine and you don't do any of this stuff. What do you mean VAR? What are you asking? What are you suggesting? Motion blur? No, wait, dude. And VAR, nah. But yeah, that's like the general idea. That's the general idea I have in mind for it. This is less so to be like something crazy complex and more like just, hey, I want to see if I can just get something done. Because I haven't done that in a while. Get something done that I feel somewhat happy with, or at least reasonably happy with. So that's the goal here, at least. Yeah, I know you're saying use VAR in the code. I'm saying that no, I don't usually use VAR. Yeah, this is Unity. We're doing Unity, and we're doing some dumb stuff here. Yeah, because this is sampling. This is initially using a normal map in case I wanted to use normal maps, which is fine. This is having like some weird world normalized new normal. Wait, why is this being times? Wait, why am I getting rid of this factor? Well, okay, even if I get rid of this factor, right? It's Unity object to world normal, I.world, the input world normal. And why are we timesing by 1? What is going on here? What? What is my thought process here? Why did I do this like this? And then we use pass in world normal for, okay. All good ground, yeah. And that's the biggest. Actually, here's a better. Is this command still not working? 1 second. This is actually a remake of an older game I did a long time ago, 5 years ago. Is if not gonna work? Do I need to delete like some other commands? That is weird. I don't know why Nightbot's being odd about this. Oh well. This stream screen should rotate too. I'm using the vertically and I feel like I'm high. Okay, Supreme Leader. What? No, a state machine would not be easier. This is a mathematical expression thing, dude. Why are you recommending this? This is not applicable, dude. Oh man, it feels like you're joshing. It's all good. But yeah, no, this is like a mathematically expressible thing that we can express analytically, not numerically. I just feel like I'm doing this wrong. Yeah, get Nightbot out of here. Oh, so what's up, Samurai? Good to see you, man. Always glad to have you here. It's been too long. Hope we're doing well. New norm. World normal. And then we had this end weight thing, and that's how we're affecting things. What if I just... like, this is all redundant stuff. And ultimately we're using, in this light process, so it's either, because we're just passing in I world, like the world normal, as is. Like, there's other things I was experimenting with modifying it, but we're not using any of this logic. We just straight up aren't. Because even though we have world, no, we actually, unity to world normal, normalize new norm. But then we do unity object to world normal and reassign world normal to that. So like, this does not matter because this expression here evaluates to 0, and this expression does nothing because it's multiplying by 1. So it's like very redundant what's going on here. So effectively you're just doing this, and that should be the correct data to work with. So if that's not, if the data coming in here is normal, the way we'd expect it to be, then the issue is happening in the light process. So that's one thing. We also have to have a second thing here to allow ignoring of cache shadows. Like, some objects should be subject to having cache shadows, others should not be subject to having cache shadows. So I think we're gonna have to just trace through this. That's just what we're gonna have to do. Yeah, world position, world normal, point luminance, point color compass dot. Yeah, flow through world normal, and we pass these into all these different functions. The one that's of particular interest is going to be the directional. We have cone, we have line, we have point. Actually, yeah, none of these are going to be what we need. Light process. What we're looking for is the let's go back here. Nope. Let's go back here. And go back here. Yep, light process. Sunlight process. Here we go. So something odd is happening. I'm imagining it's happening here. And let's look at where we're doing the dot product stuff. So this is for the cache shadows, which we should have like a function or something here that indicates whether or not we use cache shadows. So yeah, I could pass like a parameter into this function, and then we can have something like a uniform or property in Unity, and then do that. Okay, so we have the sun direction. Okay, here. So here's where we're at. We have the dot product between sun direction and the world normal. We established this should be fine, and then this is correct. We do the dot product of them, and then we normalize it, and that's going to be value. Now, normalization doesn't round things off. World normal should be normalized. Like, I feel, okay, maybe if one of these magnitudes are not normalized, this can cause issues. So let's just normalize them to be safe and to assure that we're working with this with the correct component sizes that we desire. And from there, just test this minor thing and see if the problem lies there. I just find Amazon. You can find out on Amazon. It's they're available and they're not that expensive either, surprisingly. No, we're still having this. Yeah, that's crazy. So that's not good. So let's go to this is our surface shader, correct? FNF standard, yep. And this is using the per pixel fragment pass. Let's actually make sure we're using, yeah, we're not doing the PS1 vertex snapping because that's like just weird and kind of disorienting. We have this sprite fragment thing defined here. actually. And are we using it? Per pixel sprite fragment. If we go through here, and we have a fragment shader. Oh, we don't even go to the standard mod. We go to here. And this is where we do, this is the smart sprite, like the calculate runtime calculated normals. That's for something different though. I am interested in, actually no, is this using what I think it's using? Because if it is, then it's actually just straight up a unified problem. Cozy Light, no, Cozy Surface. So this is a separate thing that's also, yeah, and this is the one that's using the normal pipeline, not the custom thing for the sprites. Okay, that's good to know. And this only concerns per pixel fragment shading. And I might just get rid of all this normal map business because we're just not using it. Because at the end of the day, we're just assigning these values directly. So yeah, there's something fundamentally wrong in our model here. Or how we're doing things. We're using Unity Object Normal. We're using I.World Normal. I wonder if this takes in a float 3 or a float 4. It's actually, no, it's taking a float 3, so I don't have to worry about the W component being a 1 or a 0. So that's not it. You have this V2F structure that exists here. V2F. Yes. And we have the world normal, text chord 4. And we have this regular normal. So somewhere in our vertex paths, we're doing a conversion. Let's make sure our conversion is correct here. Cozy Light vertex. Okay, let's verify that we're doing things correctly here. Okay. Wait a second. You need object to world normal. Okay. O dot world normal equals v normal plus 1. Okay, with the w component of 1. Okay. And we go back here. Get you here. Maybe I'm doing a redundant conversion. Because over here we do this Unity object world to world business, but this is actually already a world normal, if I'm not mistaken. So I should be actually able to just do world.normal and pass that in. And maybe that has some kind of effect. Let's see. No, so like nothing's happening now. Interesting. So there is something that's going on here that's crucial to this equation. Is Unity object to world normal. The thing is though, if we go to this I, it's a V2F. And the V2F are passing in here already has O dot world normal. Or maybe we don't. Ooh, okay, so never mind. We're just passing in the object space vertex normal. Never mind. I'm a liar. I don't know why this is like that. I think there's something I wanted to do in object space, and that's why I was doing it like that. Yeah, because I was doing the normal offsets with it from the normal map. Yeah, and you have to do that first in object space. So like if I were to pass in that, yeah, okay, I understand now. I should probably document that for myself to know, or maybe expand this, but I don't know. It's in Unity, so Yeah, it's HLS. So it's kind of similar syntax to in a weird way. It's kind of similar syntax to C. But it's for your GPU. It's for your rendering stuff. Okay. So you go back here, recompile shaders, and now we have this abrupt transition from light to dark, which is not great. So now we have to ask ourselves, at what point in the process is being weird? We can do because this returns ultimately the lit color, right? So what we can do is output the normal, the world normal, and see how that fares, to see if there's anything weird going on there. Like we could return world underscore normal. And I want to make sure we're passing this, right? Yeah, world underscore normal. Or I guess we can save this for after all this stuff happens. Recompile. And now instead of color, we should see the normals of these surfaces in world space. And it's changing smoothly as you'd expect it. Okay, so cool. Our normal is correct. So this leads me to believe that it's straight up just our sunlight, directional light processing that's just being weird. We have this is hit by sun function. And then you do the stuff with the dot product, which is gonna be the value. Maybe like this is just too much of a, like maybe for this value range, we should actually maybe the issue is like expanding it. Also, why am I normalizing a dot product? That's a float value. Why was I doing that? Oh my goodness, it was just that? Look at how smooth that feels. I mean, there's some weird transition, but oh my god, that's what it was. I was normalizing a float dot product value, which I guess is resulting in that 1 or 0 kind of thing. Okay. And now let's add okay, we're gonna deal with that other issue, but now it actually feels like it's turning into nighttime versus day here. If you go in the world here, hey, okay. So let's do one other thing. Let's have. Oh, you know, this probably might still be bad because this may still need to be a 0 and 1 range thing and not a -1 to 1. So you might have to do a thing where we do times 0.5 plus 0.5. Maybe that's like why there's that weird transition in the middle. I don't know, we'll see. You guys are so smart. I appreciate it, man. I think anyone, people do trial and error stuff without realizing it. Troubleshooting in their day-to-day. Okay. Maybe that's not the way we do things. Maybe we don't do the 0.5 plus. I mean, it's all kind of tricks, right? Once you learn a few tricks, it's like, oh, this is actually not that crazy. It's just a matter of getting those few tricks. but I got no clue. What's going on here? No, I'm gonna outsource modeling. Yeah, this is weird. Okay, and we're still having that weird effect, so that doesn't solve the issue at all. But that's good to know. We tried it, didn't work. It's okay. It's okay. There we go. Okay, and then we have our light clamping stuff. And I need to add like a property or input parameter for this function to say, hey, I don't want to be subject to, I don't want to be subject to, whatchamacallit, to, I don't want to be subject to, yeah, cast shadow lightings for the atmosphere, so we can just change that. Ugh. Okay, so that's a good, and I think we're gonna have to. Actually, I think if that's the issue with the sprite, that should also emerge as well. So I think that might be fixed by extension. Yeah, because I believe even the FNF standard sprite thing is gonna have a call to these normal functions. Like we have, yeah, sunlight pass. Yeah, so all the same functions. Beautiful. The fix is going to be a part of everything. So we're good. Very nice. So now that we have this working, let's add that parameter to our sunlight process, which is going to be, hey, oh, do we do a custom keyword actually? We have this custom keyword for per pixel lighting. We can do the same thing here for cast shadows. Sunlight process. Yeah, I think we'll do that. So we have this function here that's going to be, all this here is what's responsible for cast shadows. And ultimately it's used to determine this value. Is this hit by the sun or is it blocked by some other object? Then we draw shadows, otherwise we don't. So we can do this. And then we can have like a else if or else and if, and then we just set this bad boy to be 1, always hit by the sun. And instead of per pixel on, we're gonna do cast shadows on. And we're gonna go up here, we're gonna make a new pragma shader feature. Cast shadows on. And that's what we're gonna use to define whether or not any of this stuff should be subject to cast shadow lighting. And it's cool because we're not gonna have any branching because it's gonna recompile the shader. So we're gonna have this other pragma cast shadow on, and there should be a property somewhere you can turn this on with. I keep forgetting what it is. I know in the standard surface shader though, that should be a thing. Yeah, the cozy surface. We can go into, where are we? Here. No, not there. Where are you? Oh, there's one part. Do I just not define it here? Can we guess we do this? Cast shadow come on, there we go. And then in here, cast shadows plural, and in here cast shadows. Is that a D or O? I can't tell. It looks like an O. Cast shadows on. Cast shadows. Yep. And let's just make sure our pragma is correct. Cast shadows on plural. Perfect. So now we can go here, and if we did our homework right, if we did everything correctly, I can press play. We're going to see the cast shadows off by default. This is actually probably bad. Yeah, so it's working, but now everything is not receiving any cast shadows, which is kind of bad. Yeah. But hey, at least our implementation kind of works. At least it's doing the thing. So that makes me happy. But I think I'd rather make this be like everything's receiving cast shadows by default, and you can choose to ignore it if you want to. So maybe it'll be like this weird negative, no shadows on. Yeah, that might be what I do. No shadows. Oh well. Shorter than cast shadows. And then is that property here? Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure I typed. Is there no instance of this at all? No. You're a liar if you say there's no instance of this. I know for a fact it's here somewhere. Okay, we'll do the shadows. Oh, I changed it here as well. Here and here. Oh. So I guess we just need to change the property then. And we're good to go. No shadows. Perfect. And now everything in Unity should by default have the cast shadows, and then I can go specifically disable them on particular material instances. So I can say like, hey, I had the wrong name here. Disable cast shadows. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then now I can disable on this one, but everything else should still have like self shadows. It is a good idea, Minecraft table. Fight and flight. Yeah, it's fight and flight. Or at least that's the working name for right now. No! Why? Oh, I know why. Because I had things inverted in the shader model. Wrong one. Here. No, not here. Here we go. Yeah, so this should actually be inverted. This guy should be here. The else should be here. And then the rest happens here. So no shadows on, we do just this hard value, making everything lit. Else we do the actual calculation to see if that is available there. Yeah, good call on Ranger. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Disable cast shadow. Oh my goodness. Am I going crazy? Did I like... I'll have to recompile the shader. I forget to do that. Now we press play. Up top is beautiful. Looks cozy and nostalgic. Thank you, man. That's the goal here. See you next week, maybe. Yeah, see you, Noobify. Hope to see you around. Okay, so we have shadows here, but no shadows there. Perfect. Precisely what the doctor ordered. So it's like a day-night cycle. That's pretty sick. Cool. Okay, that's some good stuff for the book. Let me commit this, and then I want to start working on I need to start doing UI. I am actually, because the UI is boring. I want to do in-game stuff, in-game like diegetic, like instead of it just being a flat UI image. It's like, no, there's actually something in the world that you're going to purchase this equipment, or there's actually a physical place in like the main menu where you're actually modifying your bikes and stuff like that. Yeah, so I have a design for that. Get remote, remove origin. Perfect. No such thing as origin here. Get add all. We commit everything straight to Codeberg. Fixed shader. Oh, what am I doing? Correctional light, normal, calc, and cache shadow options. And added cache shadow option. Cool. Sweet. New UI again. I know. No UI. Oh, maybe we'll do it right now, actually. Because I have let's actually I'm going to walk you through my thought process. Because I actually think we can simplify some of the UI a bit more, too. I'm debating if I want to have the shop be separate from the garage, or if I want them to just be unified into one thing. Give me 1 second, though, guys. Because I've been sitting down for 2 hours and 42 minutes. And I've been drinking some water. And I need to use the bathroom real quick. So it's currently 10:20. So short bathroom break. Maybe grab some snacks or something. In the meantime, I hope you don't mind if I put on some like Christmas Nintendo music very lightly in the background. If that is to your persuasion. Actually, you know what? Let me see if this is to the persuasion of the people. I'll put a poll. No music. Oh, my bad. Started too soon. Here we go. There's a poll. There is da poll. Da poll. What's up, vertical users? Oh my goodness, KA, you switched over. Should rotate too. I think the stream screen should rotate too. Okay. Oh, I'm catching up on old stuff. I guess I didn't read it properly. I'm sorry, guys. All right. So far, it's a slim margin. Nah, you're a viewer too, Morgan. You're part of the pot. It's like the same way how like politicians are allowed to vote for themselves. But so far, this seems like, of course, this VGM is the winner. So I'm gonna lock that in for the poll, and I'm gonna put on my FM transmitter. I'm gonna turn on the radio. Hopefully no sound. Okay, cool. I'm gonna turn it on. Not too light, not too loud. I'm gonna put it lightly. And then we'll get back to things here. 1 second. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to here, and I'm gonna use. I love using this. At least as a placeholder for right now. We're gonna be right back, guys. Also, if you were here very early in the stream, you would have noticed at the very top of the stream, this is more like orangey because it was transitioning from nighttime to or daytime to night, and now it's like fully dark. Anyways, be right back. We're gonna take a little bathroom break. Oh, we're back now. Hope you guys enjoyed. Who else is hearting? Oh, like hearts. I read it as hurting. I was like, oh my goodness, I hope you're not hurting, dog. Hope you all right, man. This game on Steam, maybe. Probably. Android, Google Play Store, Steam, and then itch. Pardon me. Okay. So, ideas. I'm going to do a very simplified idea of what I have here for this kind of diegetic experience for the main menu. I'm going to take another hit of this real quick. Little hit of my Special K. I'm sorry, guys gotta eat, man. One more for the road. Okay. So part of my whole thing with this is that it feels lame to have flat UI. It just feels lame. So what I have in mind is instead having, at the high level, right? The game is just, let's say garage. I'm gonna lower this down a little bit further. But at the end of the day, the game is kind of this cycle between the level and your garage, right? So you go to the level and you either beat it and move on to the next one, and eventually you come back to the garage with coinage, and then from there you can customize your bike, or you can even purchase new parts and whatnot. I was originally going to have this be separated out to be a separate thing, and you can go from the garage to the shop and then go back here. But I think at the end of the day, I'm going to simplify it to be just like this. So, the idea I had was having the garage be an actual kind of physical location. Like, you can't control the player here, but it's like a physical place that exists. And one idea is like maybe have it like just like a little sneak peek, a little slice into someone's house or something, and there's like a little side here, and then the side here there's like a floor here, and then like maybe there's like a door here that opens out, and we have like some 2D buttons, right? One's to play, and maybe one's to customize or mod your bike. And maybe your bike's down here. So these exist in actual physical places. So maybe when you press play, like your bike gets lifted up through some kind of elevator to the second floor, and then you take off through this door. And then when you mod, it actually zooms in onto your bike. So you see it a bit more up close and personal. So it takes up a bit more of your screen. And you can see the actual components, like the engine will be visible, your hull will be visible, the brakes will be visible in some kind of way. I need to think about that. But your individual parts would be there. And then, sure, there'll be some 2D kind of abstract stuff, like, hey, maybe there's these buttons you're pressing physically. But it'd be kind of cool if like there's like some kind of control here or something that indicates, like, you know, like how even for this cassette, right? How if you were to look, like if you look at this button, right? You see how there's like physical buttons for pressing play, for rewinding. And when you press it, it deselects the other options, right? So I'm thinking about having something kind of like that, where like maybe in her shop, you have some kind of mechanism like this, where you're physically interacting with something in the game, and maybe the options are popping up could be like physical things that float up. Like maybe there's some package that, like, I don't know, maybe there's some in this world, in this futuristic world, there's some teleporters. So when you're scrolling between options, because maybe we'll have like something like this. It could be like physical cases or objects that have some kind of like, hey, here's a description of the part, maybe a picture of how it looks like, whatever. And if it's locked, it's in like in this case, but if it's unlocked, you actually just see the part directly or something, or it's like an open case or something. And like you have a bunch of these kind of just oscillate around. But it's like physically in space. Like you see this floating in the world in 3D. I think that's gonna be so much cooler than just like a normal 2D screen. Yeah, skeuomorphic UI, yeah, exactly. Break room, I haven't played Dead Cells, so I cannot say if that's the case. But something like that, like you see a part of the character's life off screen. And then if we ever introduce more characters, when you change your character, you actually like change out the entire environment. It's not just their sprite. Like you just get to see a slice of, okay, this is how the person lives when they're not on the road or something. Or maybe something different. Maybe more like, hey, you can decor your environment if you want to. You can use some of these points that you've gotten to decorate your space. Like, that'd be a stretch goal thing, but I think that'd be really cool. And then we can have like even environmental factors where, like, depending on the season, maybe like during Christmas time, a Christmas tree pops up over here, right? Or have it sync to day and night cycle like I do with the overlay, so it matches your time of day in here. Or maybe there's a window, and like during winter months it's like snowing, and then maybe in fall it's like you see leaves falling outside or whatever, just to kind of create the sense of here there's just a world you're in. Oh, what's up, Epic Straw? I'm glad you watch me on your TV. Which, by the way, we have a horizontal stream if that suits you better. We can't be friends. I'm eating Special K. Special K. I'm eating some nice Special K cereal. I mean, I'm not sponsored, but like, it's pretty good. I've had it all since high school. Chocolatey delight. I can pretend like I'm being healthy. Look, it says it has fiber. A good source of fiber. How much fiber is a good source of fiber? 3 grams. 3 grams per serving. Great. Very cool. Oh, wow. That's pretty nuts. Well, thanks for hanging out here, man. 1 second. Let me snack a little bit. So if we were to commit to this, I need to figure out what exactly this looks like in a bit more detail. Because this is not giving me too much to run off of, if I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I almost want to open up Krita. I may actually use the split key today. Maybe it's today where it necessitates using a split key, because not having the keyboard is kind of a detriment. Some from Special K's lawyer spent more than 15 seconds with the brand on screen. GG's, guys. I can't believe my family is going to get kidnapped and abducted by Special K's executive branch or executive team. How dare you market our material? How dare you? I kind of feel tempted just to draw, but I'm not sure if you guys can even see any of the sketching I'll do on my notebook from the bottom camera. Like, I'm not sure how apparent it'll be for y'all, which is kind of tragic. But yeah, different iterations. If this game was vertically aligned, it would have been great. But because we're doing a horizontal, I can't do the initial idea I had. So we're gonna make it work like vertically or horizontally. What's up, DG Stretch? I have built this already. What have you built, Mr. Easter Island Head? Hop on Figma? I want to use my Wacom. Alright, we're gonna slide this out. We're gonna do something a little sus. Something that this is not rated for, but I guess necessity is the mother of invention, right? So we're gonna be inventing. Oop, my VHS player came out. Good, sorry, it's not your time yet. We haven't gone that far. I'm still in my CD era. We're not in the VHS, in the cassette tape era. Good luck in the game. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Better, yeah. I'm gonna have to get that at some point, or maybe have like this zoom in, and then where is my? Oh my goodness! It's actually on the correct screen for once. I don't have to configure it. So what's a simple thing we can do? So okay, let's first of all like understand the apparatus that's summoning these objects. Like, what's the next evolution of Amazon? Like, yeah, shopping on your phone is cool and whatever, and it eventually comes in your home. But what if, like, instead of just doing that, instead of browsing online, instead the object materializes outside? I don't know, like some kind of Capsule Corp thing. And you can choose to get it. But it's still like chained, like it's like a teleporter, like a portal or something. So like, yeah, the object comes out, but it's chained, so you can't you can't just yoink it. You have to pay the troll toll. It has like a coin. What if in the future somehow the coin comes back, and there's like a coin slot for using the Amazon teleporter machine? Aperture Laboratories, yeah. Oh man. So yeah, what if you have this, or like if you have like a side view, like a side profile of this? Because I also want to. You have to facilitate like scrolling. There's some ability to like press an up button. There's some ability to press a down button to check with the next item. So what if it's like a whole set of chains where like the chain forms an arc, and it shows the current item you're looking at, and then the next item, and then the next, and it could be like different things too. So when you press the down button, then this chain goes down, and this one comes up, and then this item goes into view. I think that would be pretty, like that like that's pretty futuristic, right? And then this view would be like, what? I want to have these kind of cassette tape buttons. So it's like what? What if we actually do like the next button is just this, and then this one's like the spend button, and the next one is just that. I kind of like that, dude. I could record the sound of this too, so it feels very satisfying. Like if I got, let's get my mic really close up. Let's get like oh, you know what? I have this mic here. Let me move this real quick. Let's get rid of the reverb. It's maxed out. Oh, that's too loud. There you go. Okay, I'm being too loud with it. But yeah, something like that. Or maybe even this. Whoops. I don't know. There's some good sounds we could play around with. I actually love the TV sound when you turn it off. It sounds pretty good. Sorry if I'm being very loud. So many ideas. There's so much possibilities. It's crazy. It's crazy. So like, I don't know how this interface would tie into that. And you have to have a state for this, because there's two states. There's like locked, because you haven't, maybe keep it simple. It's like, all right, you can either purchase or it's not purchased, right? But if you have it purchased, like, this is unpurchased, so it's like locked up or something. Maybe it's in stasis. So the piece is like floating in here at some level. But then if you actually have it purchased and it's like, hey, this just exists. You know, whatever this piece may be, it just floats. Oh, brother, I'm gonna have to do like a Bezier curve thing. And then we have to think about, because there's some data. If we do this, we can't display all the data on this unless we make it very close up to you. But, brother. Let's think. Maybe I should just go into the shop scene and start figuring out how this is gonna look and work before hard committing to anything here. Let's go here, and then we're gonna go into, and I'm gonna catch up in chat in a second, guys. We're gonna go to projects, we're gonna go to shop, and we have our main camera. Actually, this is shop. Let's go to the garage. The garage. And let's start just whiteboxing what this level may look like, and then kind of go from there. Make it empty, called environment. Have some boxes here. Cube. Little cube. Very nice. Let's get a feel for the space of this environment we're living in, or our character's living in, but we're also going to kind of live in vicariously. Let me get some water. 1 second. Oh, you can draw too? Yeah, a little bit, man. I'm sure I once asked to marry me, dog. Did you? I don't remember. Unless joking. I don't recall that. Three disc players making that munching on the disc sound when swapping discs is very nostalgic for me, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, I like Cowboy Bebop's depiction of the future because it's like futuristic, but it's also has this it's like anchored into this old kind of nostalgic view of technology, where like old technology didn't get it didn't get deprecated, but rather it kind of grew and became more extended. I kind of like that idea of like the things that the old technology we had didn't get outmoded, but instead kind of flourished and had new and crazy capabilities. That's kind of what I want to do with this. Jeez, man. What happened? But yeah, like that's kind of the idea I have in my mind for this. Is I just want this to kind of, I like the way Cowboy Bebop did that, and I kind of want to do that too. Fuse retro nostalgia with some sci-fi. And that's the go here. And then, where's the cozy surface light? Cozy surface light. There we go. Here you go, bad boy. Come on, don't do this to me. Like catch up. Yes, Karnak, especially the World of Tape Wheels. Yeah, it's great. I need to get some cassettes. I want to start. The way I'm burning some music to CD, I kind of want to do that for cassettes. It was a stream a while ago. You're talking Lord of the Rings and right off the Japanese katakana. Oh, wow. Man, the streams are blurring together for me, guys. What is it? There's like a little thing stuck in my throat. One second, I'm kind of dying. Okay. It's like stuck. What is going on? Okay, I'm not dying. That's not happening. I think I just need a little Special K cereal. Brother. Delicious. Down the hatch. Yep. We're good. I'm living. Okay. I'm fine. I am fine. I am fine. This is this is nothing. This is just a skill issue that I will overcome. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Cozy surface. That's what the doctor ordered. Watching a death live. Whoopsie, converting this into live stream or live leak. Okay, that's clearly dying, bro. No, I'm not overdoing the bit, dog. It's not a bit. It's literally something stuck there, and I was hoping some Special K would dislodge it. And it kind of did, actually. But, like... it also kind of made it a little worse. It dislodged whatever was stuck. But then something else was there. But I think it went down. I think we're good now. I think we're good. I mean, I don't feel... there's something that feels weird there, but I think I'm not... it's not in the area where I breathe, so I think I'm fine. So we have this, and we have our light. Our light settings. Light, cozy light settings. Yes, that's exactly what we need. And then we're gonna put in our empty. We're gonna put in a cozy light, sunlight. And we're gonna have some directional lights. If you can't make it through right now yet, it's one of those like surpass your limits right here, right now, dude. Why am I starting to have like mucus? What is going on? I just swallowed the wrong way, and now I'm like experiencing these symptoms. Yo, I'm back. Are you okay? We're coming through it, man. What does Cozy Surface do? So it's my you know how Unity has its own standard like lighting model and its own standard surface shader. Well, I'm not using Unity's. I have my own lighting model, but able to receive lighting from my light components, you have to use the surface shaders that I've made. That I've made. So I have like these different types of shaders. Like a Cozy Surface shader. There's a Cozy Sprite shader. There used to be a Cozy Unlit thing, but then now I kind of don't need it. I still might want to if I want to have fog done in a very different way, but yeah, that's like the short of it, the long and short of it. Cozy light, and then we can choose whatever type of point light I want to have here, and then we're not using fog, environment light. Make it like this. Though we can make that a gradient as well, a color gradient. And then we can have this be the defining thing, and now you see how these things all of a sudden get shadows? Except for you. You're not getting shadows. Why are you not getting shadows? There you go. And now it's like subject to our methods of lighting. So environmental shadow. I'm sorry, what? That's the environment shadow. Where's the light source? Oh, there we go. That's why. That's the color now. There we go. Cool. Oh man. Heck of a setup, man. Thank you, Shrey. What was going on? Yeah, it happens. Fun fact, I tried to ask AI to help me fix a problem I was having. I was passing a variable with input ask in a while, so it just not worked the intended way, but compiled. The Gemini all is changed code. Like, just rewrote everything. That's goofy. Or no, code line from one place to another. That's wacky. Can't wait to start your game design class. Why not just start it yourself, man? You can start right here, right now, man. Download Unity, start making the game you have in your mind and your vision. If you don't know stuff, just Google. We will get there. You can surpass your limits right here, right now. I love that quote, dude. It's such a fun, it's a goofy thing. All right, move this bad boy up. Where's our normal looking at? Not using local, we're using this, yes. Okay, now we're starting to see some of this pop up. Also, is this not using per pixel light? Yes, you're gonna use per pixel light. No disabling cast shadows. Also, I should probably have, am I using the wrong? Yeah, that should be right. Oh, this doesn't have the, this doesn't have a camera on it, doesn't it? Yeah, it doesn't. Actually, wait 1 second. Wrong component. This one's the one that's supposed to have a light source on it. And you're supposed to be orthographic, buddy. You're supposed to be orthographic, man. I don't know what they told you, but you're not quite right. And then texture resolution would be like 512 or something. And then init, there we go. Now there's our cast light. So now we can move things around and we have like some cast lighting. Now we have the sun doing its thing. Then we can go into here and we can change the light source to be a little darker if we want to. Or not. Anything's our prerogative. And then we can do 4 walls like this. I'm just white boxing out a level for ourselves just to get a visual representation of what things look like. Okay. We made it through, guys. We made it through. I feel good. I feel good. I feel good. I just have to not think about it. And we're good. We're seeing some shadow acne. That's all right. Who hasn't had a little bit of shadow acne? Not this guy. Okay. Oh, I keep interacting with the wrong light source. This is the one. I was like, why am I changing this and it's not updating? There we go. And then I can grab this point light. We're gonna use global properties for this. And we can do some big colors, big bold colors. I should look at Cyberpunk or something, or Blade Runner, and get some inspiration for how they do some of this stuff. Cool. So we can start figuring out exactly how we want to make this world look like. Want a Godot? I don't like Godot. It's not my engine. I tried it. I ported my dev kit to it, but I just don't like some of the core things about how the engine works. It's alright though. Different strokes, right? If I do switch engines, it will be to my dream engine that we're making. We'll do that after I get this game out, hopefully. I can go back to working on that. And having a good time. But floss? Yeah, but also not ideal pipeline and workflow. Like if I switch engines, it's gonna be to my own engine. Then it's like ultimate control. It's gonna be great. Otherwise, if I'm compromising on my ideal workflow, then I'd rather have the thing that a large amount of my tooling is already supported on, and that the thing that allows me to work somewhat decently in terms of the way I want to work, ideally. It is what it is, though. It is what it is. I'm just putting these colors here just to partition space a little bit and make it parse a bit easier. Let's move around the camera a little bit. Even then, this is not really the ideal, this hierarchy structure. That's alright. No. But I support it. Yeah, I mean, here's the vision, right? In fact, we'll do this real quick because I haven't busted this out in a while. Here's a look at the vision. So let me open up the current iteration of this engine in its infancy. So keep in mind, this only has like as far as like actual normal work, probably around a month in aggregate. Let's see if it even compiles, because I was doing some weird stuff. As you see, like my normal workflow is I like not using a mouse whatsoever, right? and just being able to use Vim-like motions to interact with things. So this basic structure for the engine I have laid out allows me to design and place and interact with objects in the way that makes sense to me, right? Because if I'm a solo developer, my time is far more precious. So the more cost there is to switching context, the worse it is long term. So ideally, my tool should fit my hand like a glove and do the things I desire. So that's like one thing. The other ethos is I want to make games that don't have, and it's not even from a technical requirement, because like hardware is better and better and better. There's more memory, there's more computational power and more consumer devices. But there's still something that's almost kind of artistic about trying to get better performance and make an application that's very lean and just uses what it needs to get the job done right? So it's very fun I find it very fun as well to make something that's lean and also affords me control in terms of how it's architected and how we manage data and all this kind of stuff. So like, that's a big ethos of this, or at least one of the pillars of what goes into designing this engine. And then I can press play, and then I'm like, all right, cool. We have this 3D environment and stuff, and we have even added our lighting, because we have our lighting model in, like the way we kind of do lighting in the model we have in Unity. I'm probably gonna transfer it over here with the whole dynamic sprite lighting system. But yeah, it's gonna happen eventually. This is the ideal. This is the goal. This is where I want to get to at some point. Because FOSS is cool, but it's different when you actually, it's like, oh, I actually know the full breadth and scope of this tool I'm working with. That's like a whole different kind of thing. But yeah, that's the I don't know, the gist, the speech, all that. It's fun. Though when we come back, we're gonna be doing like a whole C thing. So many projects I want to get done. So little time. But yeah. So anyways, back to mediocrity. There's a guy named Ross. You probably heard of him. I honestly grew up because I've been watching him since middle school. He has this whole video. He's known for his video series of initially he was like known for Machinima, Inside Freeman's Mind, and then he has like Game Dungeon. Nope, stop. He has another video series called Game Dungeon, which is very good. Accursed Farms. But sometimes he does videos that are very much more focused on like some specific idea or topic that is of interest to him. And one of these videos is about UI, or operating system UI should be much better. And why is he not popping up? Yeah, this video. The GUI should be better, a lot better. And like, I kind of have this same conviction of, hey, these tools I'm working with in aggregate take up years of my life. Years of my life. And I kind of hate how in aggregate there's so many inefficiencies that have emerged more and more and more, and it's compounded the more I work within this. So I dream for the time when I have like the tool that fits my glove and that waste is minimal. And there's fewer and fewer things between me and the thing I want to create. Yeah, that's why I did XX Veil, or at least the start of one. It's in its infancy. I tab between a concept sketch and a dude screaming. What? It's the same thing. It's Is it not the same energy? Is it not the same energy? I'm not gonna lie, guys. Going to the engine project, I haven't touched in a while, and then going back to this was kind of like, oh, we're back here again. Oh man. All right, so we were building out this little thing, and you know what? We're gonna have, because I created this whole idea of like a camera target, which is something we're gonna be using across most games. I'm not sure if I included it here. There's a camera controller. Yeah. Cool. So we're gonna have to do a few things here. We're gonna have to have like, we're gonna have the camera move around a little bit. We're gonna have, yeah, there's a few things we're gonna be doing here. Okay. Here's what we're gonna be doing. Create empty. Garage view. Control, I don't know. Oh my goodness. We're gonna create a new component called Garage View. And then it's gonna compile, and then we're gonna start thinking about this application flow for this thing we're doing. Which is going to be what we're going to have access to, like camera controller, which is going to be setting our targets. Camera controller. Okay. And then we're going to have this thing for, I guess, transform. So it's going to be general cam, general target. Oh, we can do a cool thing of like, hey, we can make an enum for each substate this application can be in, and make this a list that you index into using the enum. That's like kind of, actually, that's kind of how I just do stuff. We could just do that. Yeah, maybe I'm just gonna do that, because why not? Why not? Oh, but then I have to have the understanding that these values map that way in the inspector. Fine, I'll do it this way. Cam, play target. Oh my goodness, I'm terrible. I'm terrible. Now the vault's gonna have like 16 comments about how bad my typing is. I know, leave me alone. I'm trying to do something here. General target, play target, and shop target. So these are gonna be the positions the camera moves to at any given point. And then, we have to make the enum anyways. Maybe I should have just done the thing. Whatever. Garage view. Okay. What's going on, Amy? I have a fun question. Do you watch YouTube while making a game? Before, yeah. When I don't stream, yeah, I usually kind of have something going on in the background, whether on my TV or on my phone. It's nice. Sometimes, a lot of times I'm watching, like, the two things I watch oftentimes or cycle back to. Lately, I'm, like, Accursed Pharmacy's good. Like, Game Dungeon's always fun to go to and watch a bunch. I also like Technology Connections. Very much up my alley. A fellow Midwestern man talking about old technology that's cool and how they work and everything. Very much my cup of tea. Yeah, that's like the two things I watch. Sometimes I listen to music too for just extra inspiration, but Yeah. I can't even watch while eating. It was impossible to multitask for me. Yeah, thank you, Morgan. But yeah. I mean, different types, right? Oftentimes, like, I treat it just as background noise. I'm not actually actively like, if I'm actively consuming it, then it has my full attention. I used to watch anime in the background. I used to have to watch dubs, though, because I don't want to switch to look at the thing. I just want to hear and know what's going on in the background. But I don't watch anime anymore. It's not my thing anymore, to be honest. There's some good ones still, but yeah. I'm just kind of done with. I've seen what I wanted to see. Honestly, I'm just much more conscientious about what I consume as well. General. I'm gonna start applying this naming convention I do in C. Stick fight was the greatest ever back in the day. Oh, dude, I used to be so into that. And like, there's like, okay, in the Discord, there's been people bringing up, or actually, there's one specific person who brought up like some old YouTube stuff, and it reminded me of like the things I used to watch back in the day, which is like all the stick fight animations. They were super crazy. I remember it blowing my mind. YouTube Poops, a very big one, and then and just like the classic OG memes. What animes did you watch? I mean, Cowboy Bebop was one of the big ones for me. Cowboy Bebop. Gosh, I used to have such a large repertoire, and now I just can't remember any of it, dude. Like I used to watch some general shonen stuff. Yeah, a lot of trash stuff too. And I'm like, that's that's also part of it. I'm like, I don't know. I'm much more conscientious about what I consume mentally, because I'm like, all right, there's so much bandwidth. There's so much bandwidth I have, and we're just gonna dial in now. Especially since like time feels like it's not. Time feels especially fleeting nowadays. Controller, private. Yeah, most of the times, like I either listen to music or I'm just in silence, or those YouTubers I mentioned as well. But honestly, I'm like surprisingly getting much more just accustomed to just, hey, we're gonna be just chilling in silence and working through this thing, and it's fine, and we enjoy it. Also, sometimes it's like not even because of options, because my laptop is running Catchy OS, but the drivers for the audio just doesn't work at all, so I can't hear anything with my laptop when I'm using it. So I'm like, all right, I guess this machine is just for coding, and then we'll deal with audio at another point in time. So we have this. These are asset references. I don't have to do this, but we'll do it anyways. Or actually header. Actually, camera references. Okay. Okay, the next thing we need to have, it's actually private, which is going to be garage. Actually, that's a bad name. It's garage state. It's 11:19. I need to go to sleep soon. Have a big day tomorrow. Long day. Current state, and it's going to be equal to E. Oh, it's dumb. There's no point in doing the C style enums because not everything is shared. I get why, but also I just kind of don't like it. I just want to go back to C, dude. I just want to go back to C. I don't want to see this C sharp. Still popular, really? This guy named Alan Becker popularized stick figure. He's the guy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm making a game. Making a game. Doing a UI, not UI, but like a cool diegetic camera controller thing, so that when you go to different parts of like the main menu, it actually goes to a different physical place in space. I don't want to have like I want to minimize as much 2D UI as possible, and instead make things actually like direct objects that you're interacting with. So camera references is the current state, and then we have to have things to control this. Now here's the thing that's going to really dictate stuff, because I'm not using any of Unity's UI stuff and we're doing real physical objects. I'm going to have to make my own type of button, like just general purpose button object that's going to listen for clicks and all that kind of stuff and handle the ray casting business and everything. Oh, brother. A week and a half, guys, and we're adding all this extra sauce. We haven't even made more like actual enemies yet. Ah, brother. Oh, but I feel like it'll take 5 seconds. It feels like it'll take 5 seconds. That's the tricky part. That's the tricky part, is that it feels like it'll take 5 seconds. Because in my mind, oh, brother. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should wait until I actually... No. I like quality. I don't care if I only have 2 weeks left. Let's do things cool. Ooh. Studying comp sci, any tips in branching into game development? I mean, it's the same thing I say to everyone, which it's not. I'm not trying to be terse or curt with you. It's just really just what it is, and that is just to do it. Make a game project. Start trying to make your game happen. If you have knowledge gaps, Google them and figure it out. Like, a course is not going to really... How should I say this? The people who excel are not the people who rely on the coursework to supply knowledge. Most of the people who succeed have the means of getting that knowledge on their own because they desire it and want to just do it. So they do it and Google it and search for information and or get connected with people who know more and whatnot. So that's the best advice I can give, is just do the thing. Maybe go to game jams, maybe go to online jams, or just set a deadline for yourself to make something. But I guarantee you, if you put concerted effort into making something, you're going to learn it. You're going to learn something from that effort. That's like the most practical or actionable thing I can give to you. You have to attach the camera controller. And lerp speed, direct. Here we'll be doing lerping, so we can switch between these. And then, cool. Is modding just coding? Modding is kind of different. It can be coding. It depends. Modding can be like just dragging and dropping stuff in an editor. Or modding could be, you're building an entire product in of itself for within the confines of a game. It's like it could be so many different things. So many different things. But cool things have emerged from modding. So we have our camera. Now we can create our targets. And in fact, I think within the environments I might make like discrete things, or maybe I keep it at root level so no weird scale factors in the transform matrix can mess things up. All right, let's just name this cam general, cam play, cam shop. What's up, humanity? It's good to see ya. Good to see ya. I'll create a separate thing like camera targets, not targets, targets. Just like these bad boys, throw them in here. Bihaya. Oh yeah, that's a word I keep misspelling or mispronouncing. My bad. Is that they believe actual game dev is lazier than mod dev? I really don't think so, to be honest. I mean, it depends. Valve's multiplayer games were from mods, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, CS, TF2, yeah. Yeah. As far as like, I don't know, there's cases for both. Can I ask one question? Yeah, ask away, humanity. Feel free. We're gonna be ending stream soon because I need to get up early. So I'm gonna be here a couple more minutes before we do anything else. Oh. Mute your mic. Oh, sorry, I missed your message, Morgan. Clearly stuck in your throat, is trying to get out. Trust me. We made it. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I really should have like. I need to have like something where I have my monitor with Discord open. How do you type over 80 actuation force for over 10 minutes? You just adapt, I guess. I take magnesium glycinate. That helped me with my carpal tunnel a long time ago, and I don't know. It's helped me here. Though I don't use it for every single stream. There's a lot of streams where I use my my split keyboard with like low force actuation. Okay, I think for right now we're just gonna use the buttons, and then if we decide to make our own thing, we'll just make the APIs be very similar to this. Button. Shop button. Okay, I mean, to what kind of bug we face in 3D game, and when you create a course, what kind of bug we face? What do you mean bugs? Like, what kind of bugs can you face encounter in 3D? As for a course, I don't, like I always say, I don't think, I think there's a lot of great course material that already exists there on YouTube. And I don't even think I can explain things that much better than most people. But if there's something that is of specific value, I'll be down to. I don't know, I want to think about what hasn't been shown to people already in a very competent fashion. As for bugs in 3D, there's so many different bugs that can happen in 3D. A lot of there's bugs that can happen from matrices, bugs from weird behaviors and parenting. Whatchamacallit. Yeah, you have like weird stuff that emerges from that results in shearing. Like if you do rotations with a parent that has scales on it and is rotated. Yeah, for my personal time, I use it regularly. It's pretty good. Could you tell me? I mean, what do you want to learn? That's the first question. What do you want to learn? Okay. We should have like just a general signal for just return back to garage, because that seems like to be the common thing. Or maybe just a back button signal. I like this message broker thing because like we don't have to wire connections. Things could just listen for an event and then respond to it if it's in the correct state or not. 3D game, how to create. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's your first step. Choose a game engine. Here's 3 game engines that can be your start. You can be Unreal, it could be Godot, it could be Unity. Those are some three decent 3D gaming engines. Make a choice between those 3, and then start Googling. Okay, Unity. So if you choose to go into Unity, then yeah, search up tutorials for that. There's a guy named Brackeys who's very famous for making a lot of making a lot of Unity tutorials. I never watched them, to be honest, but I hear it's good. Godot I don't like. Okay, so you're saying boat as me. So Unity then. Then yeah, you could do Brackeys. And then try making something simple if you've never done it before. Beyond that, I'm trying to think, what am I doing here? Oh yeah, I wanted to make a... Oh my goodness. Message. A global message for going back. Actually, we don't have to... There's no data to supply here. Yeah, I think that'd be your good option. Or just search up Unity tutorials in general. Either that or make a small project idea for yourself and then learn how to make an object move, and then that'll be a basis for a lot of stuff. Learn how components work with Unity, like how things are components, and you can do a lot with that. Eyeball monitor. Just low res is stopping me to see it. It's like only... Oh, wait, eyeball monitor. I never heard of that. Oh, so that's crazy. We're working at 800 by 600 right now. It used to be worse. Yeah, you said you do 640 by 480, but for the ASCII project, I ended up having to boost it just to visualize it in a cooler way. Let's go, White Legend. I'm glad, dude. White Legend Gaming. Have you ever worked with Monogame? I'm finding working with Framework is a ton of fun. Not really Monogame, but I think I mentioned earlier, once I leave Unity, it's going to be just for my own engine project. Okay, so we have these. We have the buttons for this, and then maybe for the scope of this 3 weeks, I should just like say screw it, let this be what it is, and use just screen space UI buttons. Sucks, but it is what it is, and then I can go back and make my own kind of 3D space buttons. Play shop button, and then go back, and this will be a screen space thing. In fact, if it's a screen space thing, we don't have to emit this message. We can just do the thing here, and then oh, that's the name conflict right there. Yep. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be ending stream soon. Yeah, my bad. I have to go to work in the morning. I have things to do. Tomorrow's gonna be a big day. Tragic. Yeah. Bye, see ya. You have a going, humanity. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate your company on in this stream. Yeah, thanks, Morgan. Yeah, we have a Discord if you guys want to join, if you want to ask questions more about game deving or what have you. That's there. We have like this whole forum and gym leader thing, so there should be people we can ask questions to there. And yeah, As always, thanks for watching. God bless. And until next time, stay cozy. Bye-bye.